I don't know if it's a bug on your screen, but holy crap, we're live with V5. How's it going, everybody? How you feeling? It is awesome to be here. I have figured out how to fill out our widescreen frames here. Turns out we didn't need Zoom at all. I just needed to stretch out Roll20 a little bit. Totally works. Hello, everybody in stream chat. By the way, before we get started, special thank you to the guys at White Wolf, the guys at the World of Darkness Twitter account. Special thank you to Matt Webb. Special thank you to you, Andre Martinez, for helping to spread the word. We super appreciate it. Philip, my dear friend, good evening to you. All right, I am super excited about this. So far, everything has gone well. Let's face it, CAFCON's continued existence has been one giant fucking Hail Mary play. Holy crap, almost forgot the jukebox. There we go. Oh, the jukebox is playing. Just
the
can't hear
most
it.
important part, Chaz.
I feel like it sets a certain level of ambiance and is not quite as boring. Now, the trick is, do I remember where... There we go. Master music volume level. I still can't hear shit. Oh, well.
Oh man, there's too many people and watching. We should just cancel it.
There we go. Okay.
Overloaded.
I like that one, Valer notes. Finally, a V5 campaign that'll be fun. I hope we live up to the hype.
Valernos, good evening, sir. Mazzy. Cosmic, always a pleasure to see you fine people here. So, why don't...
His hands are see-through.
I mean,
he's currently at my house in the same room that Adam was recording in Wraith once, so obviously the answer is no.
He's actually wearing Adam's pants that he left here.
Shit, I did go before the stream, man.
I'm here to scare off intruders.
Chaz's house has one of those weird rules, except, you know, some houses you can't wear a jacket inside. If you go into Chaz's house, you have to take your pants off.
You know, kind of like how you have to take your shoes off at Japanese houses.
And Adams. Okay, so real quick, let's give our fine viewers an overview of the characters you will be playing, and then we will begin. Susumi, good evening. Unfortunately, you are not first, dear friend. There's been quite a few people in stream chat. But welcome nonetheless. Xavier, I nominate you to go first. For God's sakes, the dead air people.
What is wrong with you people? Okay, I'm playing Raphael Rosales, a Bruja bullfighter. Or, for some of you Latinos out there, a Bruja Toreador. Somebody should go next.
Oh, I'll go next. I am also playing a Hispanic Bruja, because if you look in the V5 book, almost every Bruja is Hispanic, so this works out perfectly for us. But yes, I am El Fuego. I am a Mexican luchador who has somehow made his way up to Baltimore.
Well, I mean, you're Hispanic, so that immediately makes you Bruja, right? That's how it's advertised, right?
I guess I'll go next. I am Anabelle. I can't say the word.
I can't say my own name.
I can't pronounce my name.
Adam, yeah, all you have to do is start gagging and you'll make a face.
They're gonna make that into weird bits, though. I am a Toreador. You'll find out more later on.
Yeah.
And I am God named Kalashnikov, Henshu, who is a man of few words.
Now, the real test of your Russianness is how long it takes for Cosmic to hate us forever, right, Cosmic?
Oh,
Chris 313 all night. Good evening.
I assume that started immediately.
So 2 Nazis? How dare you?
Tom is a perfectly fine individual.
We have very different sides of the war.
I think he means 2 neo-Nazis.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah.
Because we're 2 Bruja. Funnily enough, growing up in a Hispanic community, I did know one kid in middle school who identified himself as a Hispanic neo-Nazi.
Why?
Isn't that a race traitor?
I have no idea how that worked out in his head.
Did he get jumped?
I have no idea. But yeah, vampires.
All right. Tonight, we begin. Now, my dear friends, my community, I exist as much to try and teach and inspire as I am a vector for my friends' penis jokes. And if I may make a comment on the overall culture of vampire actual plays, and indeed, World of Darkness playing as a whole, there is one fantastic tool given to every storyteller and every player in every World of Darkness core book, and sadly, it is the first one to be discarded, and that, dear friends, is the prelude. Now, why is the prelude so important? I hear what you're saying, Chaz. We don't give a fuck. We want to watch them eat people. I hear you, friends. I hear you. However, I promise you this. If you want to see the players in your game portray their characters as actual people, if you want to see them connect in such a way that is authentic, that will help breathe life into otherwise stats and numbers on a sheet, the prelude is the best way to do it. Let them experience as their characters have experienced. Let them feel as their characters have felt. Let the background be a vivid part of their character creation rather than something that exists but to justify some dots. And I promise you, there will be a connection with the players and their characters greater than any you have seen before. Now, we skipped the prelude on our Wraith Chronicle because it was supposed to be a one-shot, and a Chronicle fell out of it. But we did a prelude for our demons, which we didn't record, and we did a prelude for Rise of the Free States, which is available on YouTube, and I think the results speak for themselves in terms of being in terms with one's character. The other issue is with live plays, how do you do a prelude? How do you do these one-on-one sessions in a way that is not boring, that does not have 90% of your player cast sitting there doing nothing? I'm going to experiment a little bit, and I'm going to run the prelude as if it were just a normal session, but one that takes place in memoriam, to use some V5 terminology. Will it work? We'll find out. We begin with you, El Fuego.
Oh, all right.
Can everybody hear everybody okay this time? Because last time when we recorded the monsters, the player audio was a little too low, and I'm worried about blowing out everybody's ear. So if you need volume change, let me know now. Oh, the
right.
feeding types.
That's right. I forgot about those.
Do you guys? Oh, actually, that's a good idea.
We'll work it into the prelude now.
So I have to do this on a very, very tight time schedule to hit all the salient parts. It's better to just come out and say it now. Let them know your feeding types and your convictions.
Conviction.
I've never been convicted.
Same.
That you know of.
Mine was my record was sealed. It doesn't come up in a background test, so it doesn't count.
Well, I'll go first. El Fuego is an Osiris Predator type, and his conviction is anything you want built, you must build it with your own hands.
Vix Knight, Yellow Sign, good evening, sirs. My monologue about preludes arouses you. That just means I did my job right. Anabelle, what is your predator type? And what are your convictions?
I was going to be bad chance, but I didn't write it down, so...
God damn it, you're a scene queen.
This is why I keep a notebook. You motherfucker.
Complete.
Your predator type is scene queen.
You didn't write it down yet, I can't read it, though. But
God damn it, Adam.
Your predator type is scene queen.
There we go. And I'm like, what does that say?
You have two convictions. Never expose children to violence.
Yep.
And only kill in self-defense. Would you like to write down this critical information about your character, Adam?
I suppose I could. Yeah, I'll do it, yeah. We find a pencil.
Xavier, Raphael Rosales.
All right. My predator type is Siren, and my conviction is always keep your word.
Tom Kalashnikov, please do grace us with your character's fundamental beliefs to distract everyone from Adam's armpit.
No, everyone must watch.
You must watch this. You must watch
This is what we stare at daily.
My predator type is Sandman, and my convictions are to always elevate Mother Russia. The guilty must be punished and to reject wealth.
For the Chronicle tenants for this game, the players have decided upon the Gothic Romantic example tenants in the core book, which was a surprise to me. But just to go over those for the benefit of our audience, uphold the norms of a civilized society. Never deny true love. What the fuck was the third one? I don't feel like grabbing the book right now.
The guilty must be punished.
Aha, yes. Speaking of which, I should probably grab the book right now. Anyway, El Fuego. How old do you think El Fuego is, by the way?
Probably late 20s, early 30s.
Late 20s, early 30s. Okay. So it's maybe about the mid-90s. You are in your quaint family home. You're a small child in your quaint family home in Oaxaca, Mexico. Your abuelito is snoozing on a sort of ratty, but he refuses to get rid of it, overstuffed armchair. And you sit the living room all to yourself for all intents and purposes, watching your heroes, the luchadores, on the TV. How does that make little El Fuego feel? Also, probably really weird if we call him Little El Fuego. What is this version of El Fuego's name before he donned the moniker and the mask?
Poquito Fuego.
Ganchito.
Poquito Fuego.
No, all of that gets erased the moment he puts the mask on. I never think of his actual name.
Well, because there's too many. We should preface this for our viewers. El Fuego is kind of like Boxcar Joe, to reference an Imaginarium. There's multiples of him. He's appeared in different games, different settings, and that's because El Fuego is not a man, he is a mask. Josh also plays El Fuego in a game of Mage the Ascension, so if you see him, different El Fuego. Same mask, maybe? They just share?
No, it's the same El Fuego. Just a different host.
There's different stats.
We'll just go with Jose.
Jose.
It's the first name. That'll be fine.
It's okay. That's how I name characters too. All right. Little Jose is watching these luchadors on TV. How does that make him feel? How does that affect him?
It's inspiring. It's something that always encourages him to do the right thing, because I imagine it's probably a rerun of an old match from El Santo or something like that.
El Santo. Yes, and as you see El Santo sort of climb the
Turnbuckle.
Thank you, turnbuckle. Wow, holy shit. The people that watch CSVS know this, but my brain goes totally dead when I'm streaming. Don't look like an asshole in front of people. Don't look like an asshole in front of people. And now I look like an asshole in front of people. As you watch El Santo climb the turnbuckle, he poses his muscular arms wide as he croons means sing, as he sort of flexes for the audience and then leaps up into the air upon his opponent. The camera follows his motion, and for a moment he is enshrined in this corona of light that sort of envelops him from the roof of the stadium. And in that moment, little Jose is so profoundly moved, because truly, these are Greek myths made flesh. These are superheroes. These are men capable of doing anything. And that's sort of what he wants for himself, isn't it?
Yes.
Ever since you read about Socrates.
You wake up the next day. The bell rings to let little Jose out to recess.
It's a church bell, by the way.
It could be. Did Jose go to a private school, or?
No, it's just the mission.
It's a school run by the nuns.
Gotcha. Typically, that's a private school, but we continue on. As little Jose exits the building, you see his friend Jaime, because I appreciate our chat's suggestions. You see his friend Jaime, and he is sort of cornered by these two much larger children that appear to be demanding something from him. Maybe they're trying to take his money. Maybe it's just giving him a hard time. You're not quite sure, but you know these guys well. Diego and give me a Spanish name that begins with an S. Somebody.
Salazar.
Salvador.
Diego and Salvador. They've grown up in troubled homes, and somehow their cries for attention never seem to get the help that is needed, and they tend to lash out on those around them. They don't tend to mess with you, but little Jaime doesn't quite have the same spirit that Jose does. What do you do in this regard?
Give him the lariat.
Philip,
Give
you are
him-
too kind, sir. Thank you. I
I will
tried.
drop.
Fuego's gonna go up to one of the boys, and he's gonna grab him by the ankle, and he's gonna drag him away before they notice, and he's gonna say, "Why don't you pick on somebody your own size?"
You're not gonna say nothing personal, kid?
All right. So you're literally gonna like sneak up, grab him, and then I assume you're not actually gonna try to drag him away. You're just gonna incapacitate one before they see you coming, right?
Yes.
How about a dexterity stealth? And we will assume that little Jose has all the same pools as El Fuego. I think that's mechanically how Memoriam works in the book, so we will go with that. Jose is fucking beef.
How old are you?
Like
Well, he's
7.
still in elementary school, so probably like 16.
That was racist.
That is 3 successes.
3 successes.
Use fortitude.
So you basically sneak up behind him and then leap, inspired by that vision of El Santo from last night, wrap an arm around this guy's neck and cinch it tight, and he's still a good maybe 6 inches taller than you, but you're able to pull him down. His air supply is basically cut at this point, and he's sort of thrashing, trying to strike you with these big meaty fists, but he can't quite get you. You're able to deftly dodge out of the way.
But your strength is monstrous for a 7-year-old.
4 dots.
He just has the little kid head, but like it looks like a Photoshop just on the body of Dwayne Johnson.
Why don't you pick on someone your own size?
Is that picture just your average, like
Average
fucking
height.
Japanese middle schooler? Just a jacked black dude?
Diego turns and says, "You talking about you, little man? You want to start some shit with us too?"
It seems to me like you've already started it.
Jose also has a very manly voice, by the way. Recorded an R&B album when he was like 13. It was fantastic. All right, so at this point, Jaime is going to like scurry away. Diego's basically going to try and like muscle up, and he looks like he's about to take a swing. What is little Jose going to try to do?
He's gonna push the kid that he's choke holding. He's gonna
Snap
push
his
him
neck.
into the other kid.
Okay, excellent. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm sorry, I got a notification pop up and my brain went wee. Here's what I'm gonna do. In V5, there is an option to resolve conflicts with 1 roll. Now, I'm not gonna use that probably going forward because I do like the dramatic tension of combat. However, for a prelude, it serves us well. So why don't you give me a strength brawl roll? I'm gonna take half on the bullies. Fuck! I just told El Fuego with his full dice pool to make a strength brawl roll against children.
That's my specialty.
But he too is a child.
Allegedly.
Also, I'm still fine with you guys using physical dice if you want. because they can't see the dice roll anyway.
Yeah, well, I got 2 successes.
2 successes. That's about even. If I'm not mistaken, ties go to the player. So, essentially what happens is there's a scuffle, and kids gather from all around the playground to watch. You guys trade blows, and you've got these 2 huge guys just pounding on little Jose. But Jose, inspired by El Santo, inspired by... Was Rey Mysterio a thing back then? I don't know another luchador.
In what, the
90s.
90s? Yeah.
Okay, inspired by Rey Mysterio, inspired by the other guys that somebody from Oaxaca would know that I would not.
He's like as tall as Rey Mysterio at this point, if his fucking stats are to be believed.
That's true.
So you just refuse to buckle. You don't even feel the pain. Jose's adrenaline is surging, and he is giving precisely as much as he gets. Eventually, one of the nuns comes and breaks up the fight, and you find yourselves, sort of seated on that bench outside of the principal's office while you wait for your stern talking to and your parents to come. You are bruised, you are bleeding, and you are filled with a profound sense of satisfaction because you stood up for Jaime, you stood up for yourself, and you showed these 2 guys that you are not to be fucked with. What goes through Jose's mind?
That this is something he always has to do.
Fantastic. Now, now for something completely different. We're going to go to Anabelle Ahegel.
Yep.
I know a couple of you have got the fucking... figured out his name.
Adam, do you have a picture of your character?
Well, you can just Google the last name and you'll find out.
Just pick something from the Hentai Literature Club. You are in high school. It's about the mid-2000s, and Ergo Proxy had just come out. So you're sporting this very dark faux goth look to sort of mimic the main character whose name escapes me because I'm not a fucking weeb. And as you're sitting in your anime club, you're basically in the library. It's tables and chairs sort of stacked in a circle around the center old tube television. Can't be more than maybe 20 inches max on one of those wheelie carts, and everybody is watching the Cowboy Bebop movie on that. Suddenly, the door to the library opens and it sort of breaks the quiet, with the exception of Spike Spiegel's dialogue, and everyone sort of turns.
Is it dubbed or subbed, Charles? Just kidding.
What now?
Is it dubbed or subbed? Just kidding.
Back in the day, the cool kids watched it subbed.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
the door swings open. Light pours in from the hallway beyond. And you can see your dear friend Victoria Lee sort of meekly peeking her head in and toddling over. She sort of struggles between her backpack and a very protruding pregnant belly at this point. Because Victoria, who is one of your touchstones, by the way, I don't know if you wrote that down.
I know the name.
Okay, do you want to just write down important pregnant lady then, or
yeah.
do you want me to draw the relationship map in crayons?
Pregnant, the best tag. Placenta hand job.
What? The next tag, Josh?
No.
She sort of
Not
sits
yet.
down next to you, and it's that scene from the movie. Fuck me, I haven't watched this movie in almost 20
The
years.
scene from the movie.
It's that scene from the movie where the guy in white is overlooking the city, and there's just resplendent lights in all directions. And he sort of leans in and whispers, "What'd I miss?" As she's sort of obviously sitting a little awkwardly, trying to position herself around her stomach.
I'm gonna see. I've seen her before like this, right? Or no?
I'm sorry, what now?
Have I seen her pregnant before, or this is the first time I've
You've
seen
seen
her?
her pregnant for about 9 months, Adam. That's how this works.
Oh my god, you got knocked up. You had sex?
Perception awareness.
You slut.
Perception or
Into the wilderness. Good evening.
so, like.
Yeah, she leans in. What did I miss?
Lean back.
Do we want you to watch it again, or you can watch it? We can watch it at my house. Don't worry.
As she leans in,
Didn't answer the question.
Yep.
as she sort of leans in, and the glow from this tiny television in this dark room is able to illuminate her face a little bit better, I would like you to make an intelligence craft roll. Now, typically this would probably be a composure awareness, but I want you to use craft because you have your cosplay specialty in craft. Because of course you do. Because you're Adam.
Okay. That I can do, maybe. One more.
Oh.
It's cool.
I can't do it, no.
Nice.
Hey, V5. Ones don't subtract successes anymore.
But I'm a -1. You know.
Not if
Okay.
ones don't subtract successes, Adam.
Yeah. Okay. You got one success and
So with your one success, you sort of catch it out of the corner of your eye, but her face looks a little weird. Like it's sort of ever so slightly misshapen, and the skin is just a little thick, and you realize, as you sort of devote proper attention to it, she's wearing a hell of a lot of makeup around one eye.
like, did something happen, Victoria?
What do you mean?
Like, you have a lot of makeup on one side of your face. Did you mess with your complexion?
Fuck
Or?
it. Can you really see it? Is that bad? And she sort of pulls out her compact.
Just tell me. You can tell me anything.
You know what happened. You've sat with Victoria through this a number of times now.
You just at the dinner table.
That's how she got
Bitch, this
pregnant.
chicken's cold.
You should really tell the cops on him, Vic.
Look.
I know you're the mother of your he's the mother of your child, but
He's the mother of your child.
He's the mother of your child.
When you have to quit being a surrogate, it's really gonna suck for you.
And,
Goddamn indeed, Adam.
Oh, come on, Annie, not this again, okay? I came here to get away from that for a while. Can you just not?
Okay.
let me help you out. Let me just even it out a little bit. Let me get it less noticeable.
Oh, I just punched her in the other eye.
And I pull out my makeup bag. I just I know add foundation to the other side of her face.
Oh man, make a roll. Make a roll.
Let's go with is this intelligence or dexterity, do you think? Resolve. Why don't you give me resolved craft, and you can add your specialty this one as well. Remember, specialties are +1 die in V5. Okay, you have clearly had practice helping Victoria hide her beatings before. And I kind of want you to ruminate on that with your 4 successes as you are evening out yet another punched face. Kalashnikov, we go to you.
Oh boy.
It's about... Let's see. So you said Kalashnikov was about 37, right?
Give or take.
Alright. So, It's sometime in about maybe late 80s. Does that track? I think
For
so.
what?
You're about maybe 16, 17 years old, and you're finally getting your first steps in the world that most people don't trend to traffic in, the underworld. Your grandfather was apparently a pretty big kingpin back in the day, but those guys don't last forever. Fortunately, however, they still take orders from the person that used to give him orders, your babushka. So, babushka has basically put you under the tutelage of a sort of distant-ish cousin of yours by the name of Dmitri. And Dmitri has an assignment for you, one that will involve a bit of infiltration, a bit of breaking and entering, a bit of sabotage, to remind them that you don't fuck with babushka. What sort of job do you think he would have in store for Kalashnikov?
Probably to silence somebody.
Silence somebody, I like it. So this is probably your first real job. Maybe you followed Knuckles around a little bit and, shaking down some guys.
Follow Knuckles going to Pumpkin Hill.
The minute that left my mouth, I knew there was a Sonic reference coming, but it was from Sonic Adventure, or Sonic Adventure 2 was Pumpkin Hill, so we're cool. Anyway, maybe you followed Knuckles around to shake some people down, or maybe you've sat in the car with Vladimir the Shovel as he goes about different errands for the neighborhood, but this time it's on you. It's in your hands. How does the young Kalashnikov feel about that, knowing that somebody's gonna have to be silenced and might not be too happy about it, and you might have to make sure that they don't talk?
He feels nothing. He's a psychopath.
Orders are orders.
Interesting. So, it's this guy named Sergei. Sergei was like a son to your cousin Dmitri. He basically brought him out of the gutter, tried to put him together, give him something, give him a piece of the organization, much like Babushka is trying to offer to you now. And Sergei spat it in his face. He basically took as much money as he could from the organization, blew it on drugs and hookers. When that ran out, stole even more and fled, and when he found out that Babushka was coming for him, he tried to rat you guys out to the cops. And it's time to make sure that doesn't happen.
What an idiot.
So, you've tracked Sergei down to this rundown tenement, and maybe they sent you because he hasn't seen you yet. He doesn't know your face. What's the plan here? How are you gonna get this guy and make sure he's not found?
Or what's the place look like? And what have I been told about it?
Well, so like I said,
my intel?
I'm sorry?
What's my intel?
Your intel. So the place is maybe this large, crumbling, 3-story tenement surrounded by a barbed wire fence. And as I said, you are the one that actually tracked him here. So why don't you give me intelligence survival? And I really should be assigning a difficulty to these rolls, but the story is going to go the same way it will anyway, so let's just see how well you do. You can substitute survival for something else if you think it'd be better for you, or if you have something you think that would apply more to tracking somebody. Huh?
Oh, larceny?
Larceny, I also give you investigation.
Streetwise?
Streetwise, that'll do it.
Okay, then I get one more. One success.
One success.
That's all I need.
So,
wait. Maybe. I don't know.
Sergey is hiding out with some of his low-life friends. A prostitute that is unaffiliated with the Russian mob by the name of Ivanka, and
Trump?
her pimp, Ernie.
Her trim, Johnny.
That's getting topical.
Unfortunately, that's about all you have right now. You're not really sure even which room they're in so far. But you know that he's here somewhere.
Well then.
Track him down using your Slavic scent abilities.
I smell Slav.
I smell capitalist pig.
How much money did Sergey take? Yeah. How much?
I have no idea what that conversion rate is. We will
How much rubles?
probably somewhere in the ballpark to 2,000 to 3,000 American USD, converted into rubles somehow.
Converted into Soviet rubles. He might be able to have bought some protection.
That's a lot of condoms.
Well, I would hope so if he's getting a prostitute. Oh, that's my game. That's a long game. I'm gonna steal all the condoms so he catches an STD.
Unfortunately, he'll probably talk to the cops before then, so that's not really a viable answer.
Well, then I'm all out of ideas. There's nothing I can do. I give up.
Sorry, Babushka. He was too smart for me.
I guess I'll enter the compound, or I guess complex.
Okay, so you're able to find a hole in the dilapidated barbed wire fence, or maybe you cut one yourself with bolt cutters. You slip inside, and you're around the back. It's very quiet. Crickets. A sliver moon casts its silvery opulescence upon a weed-choked backlot with maybe broken down cars and tires hither and yon.
How many of the windows have lights on?
Ooh. What an interesting question. Let's go with my macros and roll a d10.
Yeah.
There's
42.
one fucking window that has a light on.
Well, narrow that down. Detective work complete.
I want to locate where that room would be on the inside. Wait, where is it? Is it on the third floor, the first floor, the second floor, fourth floor?
We'll say it's on the second floor. I'll split the difference.
If it's on the fourth floor, then I know I'm dealing with a mage.
Coolip! How's it going, buddy? Alright, so yeah, what we'll say is on the second floor, third window from the left.
And it's on the second floor, which means it's about 20 feet up.
Sure.
How many tires are lying around?
3. They probably all came from one individual or decrepit car.
Okay, I want to stack 2 on top of each other and then stack the last one vertically outside the lit up window.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3.
What do I see inside the window as I peek in?
How about composure alertness? And we're going to call this a diff 2. So that means you need 2 successes.
Congratulations, Charlie. You managed to pick the one of the things I don't have again.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Wait, there is no alertness. I meant awareness.
Yes.
Awareness.
Yeah.
You did say that I would call for an alertness roll. So props on you, oh prophet.
4 success. 4 successes.
So you as you sort of pull yourself up through the fluttering moth-eaten curtains, you can sort of see two people you don't recognize. It's a sort of hairy, bulging-bellied man, maybe in about his early 40s, screaming garbled Russian at an emaciated-looking 20-something blonde girl.
Does the rotund man have any tattoos? Perhaps something that says Ernie?
He
Who,
does
Ernie?
have a couple tattoos, but nothing that actually specifies name. And I will also tell you that nothing that says he is affiliated with any of your people.
No, he has tattoos, which is kind of a red flag egg. And what hour of night is this again?
Let's say it's about 9 o'clock.
Oh, it's 9 o'clock? Oh, that was way later.
Do you want it to be later?
I'm following the story here. Okay, well now I know who's in there. I'm gonna put the tires back exactly where I found them and erase any tracks where I placed them earlier.
Okay. Normally I'd
Yeah.
make you roll for that, but go ahead.
And now I'll actually enter the block.
Okay. You step inside, and the inside is just as dilapidated as the outside. There is white tiles that maybe at one point were pristine, are now yellowing and clogged with gout. There is an incessant buzzing that just constantly comes from this flickering, bare light bulb that hangs from a chain in the, or dangles from a chain from the ceiling. You see what would be a lobby, really, but most of the chairs are broken beyond the uselessness. This place sucks.
Okay. What do I have as a weapon?
Whatever you want. As you pull out Babushka's chain gun.
No, that's on the yak outside.
Ah, yes, of course. I think we've explained that joke a couple of times. Once in a Call of Cthulhu game, we had a player, Svetlana, who was a Russian spy, and I didn't feel like doing or sitting there and fucking with their actual character well, because it was a one-shot. Fuck it. I said, if it makes sense, you can have it. Take whatever you want. And my friend playing Svetlana took a little bit of advantage of my kindness and decided that she had a Gatling gun. And as play went on, we started making jokes. I don't remember how it came back to weird animal-based economy, but I have 2 yak. I'm very rich. And so the Gatling gun was literally mounted on the back of a yak. They met the first Mythos creature, blew it to shit, and that was the end. They fucked up the Migo ritual. It was one of the fucking ones in the core book. But now all yaks are mounted with Gatling guns. Anyway, so if you don't have the Gatling yak, what did you burn?
I want something a little more subtle than that, so maybe 1 or 2 suppressed pistols.
1 or 2 suppressed pistols, easy.
And of course a coat. So I'll go up to the 2nd floor.
All right, 2nd floor. It's a little better than the main lobby. No tile up here. It's just sort of this dingy, ratty carpet. At least the fluorescent lighting here does seem to work. And you are just greeted with 2 rows of these stark brown wooden doors on either side of you.
Okay, I'll go to where the room with the light, whose light was on.
Sure.
and I want to listen in through the door.
Okay.
Do I hear anything?
You can sort of hear the bickering a little bit better, and the walls are probably not too greatly insulated here. So apparently the rotund gentleman is demanding money that this young lady just does not seem to have, and he's accusing her of somehow losing it deliberately, maybe spending it too frivolously, maybe she just pocketed it. He's not really certain. He's accusing her of everything in the kitchen sink.
Okay. Now the problem is I don't think they have a kitchen sink. But my
My Slav sense is tingling.
my streetwise roll told me what about the whore and the pimp? It's obvious these are them.
Right. Just that these were the people that Sergei was sort of laying low with.
Okay.
A turtle furl of thermite. Good evening, Mazzy. I don't remember if I said hi to you or not. That's awesome. I apologize if I haven't greeted anyone properly in the chat. You're all awesome. I just
assume it's implied.
We love you.
Okay. Now, I'm going to go on a limb and knock on the door to the left of that door.
Okay. You knock on the door, and the door swings open. And a sort of scrawny-looking gentleman, maybe in his mid-20s, with these really sunken eyes, sort of pulls open the door. Da?
Well, I'm going to pull out some Russian mob money, hand it to him, and put my finger up to my lips.
And he sort of wide eyes, looks at the money, looks up at you, because this is still during the USSR, right?
Oh,
So,
yeah.
if memory serves, the economy was not in the best shape, so you're whipping
Adidas!
Oh, yes.
that's another. I wanted to ask, but I was afraid it was offensive. Are you actually wearing an Adidas tracksuit?
No, I'm wearing a coat to hide my
No, they're
weapons.
Adidas fatigues.
Because I don't know if it actually holds true, Cosmic. You'll have to forgive us, but in America, the trope is that the Adidas tracksuit is basically the Russian mafia uniform. Just Adidas tracksuit, gold chain. That guy's cooked up. So he just sort of like eyes the money, sort of fearfully, like it looks like he's afraid if he doesn't. Grabs the money, shakes his head, and he steps away from his door a bit. He doesn't know if you want to come in or.
Yes, I'm gonna go in.
Okay, he'll step away, close the door behind you, and just sort of like shrink back into a corner.
And what is the layout of this room?
Asher Knight, Golden Slam. Good evening. So again, the economy is not great, and in a country where the economy is not great, you are still in the shitty part of town. It's honestly probably little more than a flat.
Okay, but I mean, like, exactly, like, where's the bedroom located?
We will say that there's this large living space / kitchen without too many dividers. There's probably one door for the toilet, one door for the bedroom on the left-hand side of the room.
Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. All right, knowing where the bedroom it would be located in this room, I'm going to figure out where that is to the room to the right.
Okay.
And I'm going to just lean against the wall and wait until I hear certain noises.
That is fucking fantastic. As you sort of press your ear up to the bedroom, a minute passes, 2 minutes pass. The emaciated-looking gentleman just sort of like clutches his cash, to his chest and is like terrified to get out of this corner as he's watching you. Just with the ear. And at this point, again, thin walls. So resolve awareness diff 2. Tracksuits were a bit later, I believe. More like 90s, but might be late 80s too. Big guys were in actual suits. Thank you, Cosmic. You are awesome, and thank you for tolerating us for what I'm sure is a terrible portrayal of your home nation.
We're sorry that we're talking bad about the bad people.
Yeah, they're not good people.
I'm not apologizing for the mafia. I just don't know if I've said anything really stupid about Russia yet, or implied it. All right, 2 successes. You have absolutely rocked this shit.
3 successes since ones don't detract.
Oh yeah, we're gonna need a new macro, huh? The old Wraith macros need to go. Easy to do. Anyway, eventually, you just hear what sounds like a rustling, and maybe the creaking of mattress springs 6 inches to the right.
Okay, it's creaking and not like thudding, right?
There might be a little bit of a thud, just as...
Are they having sex?
There's no sex!
God damn it!
There's no sex. Huh.
You can still, more faintly now, but still hear the argument has continued in the other room, punctuated with a slap every now and then.
Well, okay. So, let's say about 2 feet off the floor, or at least aimed downward, I'm going to start just laying just shot after shot down at where I could assume the bed would be.
Okay. So how many shots are you actually going to fire?
Well, let's see. I have probably about 8 shots in one pistol, and then I have another 8 in one without having to reload.
Okay, so you're just going to empty them?
Yes. Well, I'll empty one.
Give me dexterity firearms at a difficulty 3, and I'm going to give you +1 die to your roll.
Okay, so then... I got 4 successes.
So you just sort of begin to calculate, raise the gun. Smoke trails from the bullet holes in the wall in your gun. There's but silence, save for the argument in the other room. As you peer through one of the holes, a very scrawny-looking man lays dead in an expanding pool of blood that begins to seep into the mattress, and the emaciated man in the corner, the other one, just sort of shrinks back, covers his mouth as he watches you unload the pistol.
You just throw more money at him?
Wide-eyed in horror.
I already paid my debt.
And
my hit has been complete then.
And he just sort of watches you, wide-eyed, his eyes transfixed, as you coolly, casually leave the tenement. Raphael Rosales.
Oh, hey. And now we're in.
Back to Mexico.
Actually,
adventure.
We are not in Mexico currently. We are in Spain.
España.
And as you find yourself in... Yeah, remember what I said about like really precise timing? I've been fucking that up. I'll work with it. I'll roll with it. I'm good. And you find yourself in an arena with hundreds, maybe even thousands of fans screaming your name. And as the bull stares you down as it lowers its head and begins to charge, all of that cheering, all of those accolades taste like bile in your mouth. For a moment, you flash back to your childhood. Your father, Don Gregorio, rises from his chair, hobbles on a crutch towards you, his lame, bandaged leg dangling almost comically at his side. He sits down next to you on your childhood bed. Says, "Mijo, I want to show you something." He flips it open, and there's lots of glorious pictures of him, fully decked out in bullfighter costume with this lovely red cape, facing down some of the biggest, greatest beasts you have ever seen in your life. Huge, humongous swords like beribboned barbecue skewers sticking out of the backs of many of them. He says to you, "Mijo, I've spent my life building this. I've spent my life teaching crowds to call my name, and one day this will all be yours." And your mind snaps back to the present. Because you never wanted this, did you?
I never asked for this.
What sort of goes through Raphael's mind as the bull's hoof tamps down into the earth, dragging it back almost in slow motion in your perception, as you watch this beast wind up as you have 100 times?
I channel my my dissatisfaction with where I am today because of that man, and turn it into anger as I just get ready to just mano a mano this bull, staring it down.
That's true. That's true, because one of the reasons that, well, you've developed a bit of a cult following is you have a very unorthodox way of bullfighting, don't you? Would you like to tell our fine viewers what that is?
No swords. I just wrestle the motherfucker. Wrestle more like if you played Twilight Princess, then you know what happens. Just kind of like, I'm gonna get you.
Unfortunately, nobody could see your hands, but I think they
Okay.
get the reference. So
I'm gonna touch you.
I'm gonna touch you.
Penis envy.
the bull charges. Give me Strength Brawl as it rears up and barrels down on you, its hoofs beating the earth like thunder, growing closer, growing closer. You can see its eyes, these big, yellow, rage-filled, hellish orbs, locked on you, getting closer and bigger and wider.
2 successes.
2 successes. All right. So as it is inches from you, tell me what you do, Raphael Rosales. Bull suplex.
Poke his eyes.
Oh,
Kick
Just
him in
slap
the
his
dick.
nose. No.
it's what the people want. Yes, I
Oh
will.
man, sobbing.
I will duck under or duck to the side of the bull, grab its neck, and lift it. I don't know actually how heavy a bull that.
We're talking like 600 to 1,000 pounds. I don't know if you're going to be able to lift it.
Hey,
I could still throw it to the ground pretty damn hard.
Just do an Aikido throw. Just,
Just haha.
Aikido, you can't.
I will absolutely give you some kind of weird fucking Spanish jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
As your memories of El Santo.
When did you learn Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
No, you learned Mexican judo.
Mexican judo.
All right, so you are able to sidestep this thing only barely as the tip of its horn carves a tear in the edge of your sleeve. You wrap your hands around the horns and are able to jerk the bull's head to the side in such a manner you throw off the entire momentum of this hurtling monstrosity straight to the ground. It lands with a thunderous wham on the ground. You leap back from its crushing body weight, and then what?
RKO.
RKO. RKO out of nowhere.
Yeah.
RKO. Cow. RKO. Get it?
The cow, yes.
Wait, so what's my position right now?
So the bull is on its side, probably about to right itself in a couple of seconds. You were standing over it. You've just sort of thrown it to the ground. You were literally leering over this huge fucking monstrosity as it is about to get up and just send 10 sledgehammers worth of force into your midsection.
Very well then.
Pressure points.
Activate my Byakugan.
That's Adam's line, sir.
Alright, I'm sorry. I'm from a different clan. My Sharingan.
That's better.
Yeah, no.
So
I grabbed the bull by the nuts.
Do rodeo bulls usually have nuts?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
That's why they're so aggressive.
Yeah.
You grab it by the nuts, which I'm sure this bull is going to love, and then what?
And then I just yank him off. Just gonna rip him off. Just right there. Right then and there.
I don't even know if that's humanly possible, but fuck it, prelude. Strength brawl. Diff 4.
Oof. That's gonna be a little difficult, but let's see if I can pull it off.
Full power.
I did it! I got
So
a critical
it falls to the ground. It quickly attempts to right itself. It's pissed. It's thrashing. The earth is being kicked and thrown in great clouds of dust beneath its hooves. And as it begins to stand up, you whip around it with the dexterity of a cat. Wrap 2 hands around the Rocky Mountain oysters. Put it over your shoulder and just yank with every ounce of force in your body. This got dumb real fast. The bull just out. There's this stunned silence for a moment as the crowd doesn't know whether to cheer, whether to be like, we came here to watch that thing die and that's still fucked up. And you
like
sort of...
The commentators turned this into a wrestling match. So now
Ref, do you see what's going on? What are you doing?
Ref didn't see it, didn't happen.
There's too much dust.
And you basically...
Raphael is more of a wrestler at this point than El Fuego.
You basically raise the hairy bull's nutsack above your head, and the crowd goes wild.
I eat the nuts.
That's not sanitary.
This isn't Apocalypto, dog. Even then, that was a fucking joke.
I mean, no. I'm gonna eat... Ozzy ate a bat. I'm pretty sure Raphael can eat bull nuts.
You know it wasn't intentional, right?
I mean... I'm sure it just got mixed into a sandwich. It happens.
Alright.
No. It was more of... He didn't know, or he didn't think it was a real bat.
So you take a bite of the uncooked nuts, just white stuff pouring onto the ground at your feet, and you're just angrily chewing, looking up at the crowd.
I'm staring the bull down.
It's unconscious at this point.
Oh.
Somebody rips your nuts off. I want to see you fucking maintain composure.
The crowd goes mild.
As you begin to walk off the pitch, your father, Don Gregorio, leans up against the wall.
What the hell is wrong with you?
As you exit into the, I don't really know what to call it, the locker room. Well, mijo, not what I would have done, but no arguing with success, I suppose. I'm proud of you.
The people got their show.
Does it... Listen to them. Listen to them, mijo. And he sort of like weakly hobbles on his cane. He almost falls slightly as he clasps an arm around your shoulder and tries as best he can to forcefully turn you back towards the arena. Do you not hear it, mijo? Do you not hear the voices calling your name? You are like a god to them. Do you not feel the pride that I once felt? Do you not feel that this has been worth it?
It will be worth it once I get my money.
Is that all that is to you, mijo? Just money.
Yes. Yeah, for now.
And Don Gregorio lets his hand slide off your shoulder. He stares forlornly as you continue into the locker room. And almost imperceptibly, you can almost hear him mutter, I don't know where I went wrong.
That one works on multiple levels.
El Fuego.
Oh boy.
Jose is no more. For now, you don the mask. So what kind of mask does El Fuego have in this stage in his career? He's just started out wrestling in Juarez. So he's traveled a bit, maybe done a little bit of the semi-pro circuit. What does the mask look like? Has it reached its full resplendent potential?
Oh, it's like a glittery red mask with like flame decals coming out of the eyes.
Kick-ass.
I imagine it's kind of like Dr. Fate, right? Where you put on the mask and it's just like, you have been chosen.
It's something it's kind of like what I imagine.
Actually, I
Dr.
really got to
Strange
lend you my
food?
other camera again, because...
Oh yeah, I mean I have the other one. It's just I didn't bring it with me.
Oh, okay, cool. So, you basically just lift your opponent, El Kukui, off his feet and slam him down to the mat. He struggles, winded a bit, trying to get up onto his elbow. You climb the turnbuckle, your mind flashing once again to the images of El Santo from your past, and the crowd cheers, Fuego, 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 as you ascend the turnbuckle. Spread your arms almost to embrace the crowd as a whole, turning from one face to the next. What is your finishing move? Pollo Loco. I'm so sorry. That was a missed opportunity.
The Macarena.
The Macarena.
The famous finishing move, El Macarena.
Yeah.
Well, El Fuego faces the crowd, facing away from his opponent, and kind of raises his arms up and kind of does a backflip onto the opponent.
All right, does a backflip, belly slams this guy straight to the mat. Referee comes out because this guy is not much left to him. Begins counting. Uno, dos, tres, el fuego! As he raises your arm, this big, thick, muscular tree trunk of an arm to the.
That you've had since you were 7.
You know, he's just using what God gave him. The jalapeno tea bag.
Yeah.
Bite his nuts off. It's a legit strat. Our people are fantastic. Every single fucking one of you guys.
Is that Nacho Libre where he gives somebody a wedgie? Or he gives them a Nelson?
Yeah.
You can also give somebody a wet willy.
That's a real move. Thank you.
All right, so victorious. After the hype has died down, after you've been paid your victory money, and El Fuego's kind of he's like a super good guy. He's like Fire Emblem protagonist good guy, right? So you probably shook El Kukui's hand and you gave him a pat on the back. Good job. As you're leaving, you've got your shit in the duffel bag. You're headed out to your car. And as you're going through the darkened sort of midnight parking lot outside of the Coliseum, the arena, the ring, there's very few cars in this parking lot. And almost an unbroken silence, save for the faint buzz of an insect whizzing past your ear. every once in a while, maybe circling and then buzzing off elsewhere. And suddenly a pained shriek splits the night. Yusuf!
Is that what it says?
No, but it might sound like that.
Boy.
No, El Fuego is dropping his duffel bag and heading towards the scream.
Okay. So the scream sort of takes you down one alley, around another corner, and to this very desolate sort of street in Juarez, where the street lights are completely pitch black, and it almost looks like this young woman is wrestling with these two much larger assailants and losing as they are dragging her closer and closer to an open trunk of a Crown Victoria.
This is one of those times you don't want to get involved.
El cartel.
No, I'm assuming this is now around 2008.
Yeah, probably. I was about to ask, do you, how has El Fuego started his vigilante rampage against the cartels yet?
Well, it's either starting now or it's halfway through. But, is anybody in the car and is it running?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, then El Fuego, if somebody's in the driver's seat about to drive off, El Fuego's gonna punch through the window, grab the guy's hair, and slam it into the glass.
Okay. I will absolutely allow that. So the guy that's got the car running, he's sort of looking back impatiently, waiting for these two guys to finish with getting the woman in the trunk. And all of a sudden, like, I see the image of the movie as it's just a close-up on this guy's face, and this shadow draws up above him, you know, plus or minus the Batman theme, as he turns and there's this fist that shoots through the glass and honk as he just fucking knocked the fuck out on the steering wheel.
And probably pulling the keys out of the ignition.
Okay. As you do that, so the two guys like look up from what they're doing, surprised. They heard the shattering glass and the honk of the smash.
Honk.
They may or may not have seen you yet, depending on what you intend to do.
Well, I imagine when El Fuego leaves the arena, he's still completely dressed in what he just puts on one of those like sleeveless hoodies and puts the hood up.
Cool. Got it. Yeah. Just like his cameo appearance in How Not to Fight Her, which was probably one of our worst videos. I don't know why I'm plugging it. Vasil! Good morning, Vasil.
We can say Ohio to him.
No, he's not in Ohio, X.
Guten Tag, I don't know.
If they haven't noticed me, I'm going to try to pick up one of them and throw him at the other guy.
Okay, so I'll do you one better. As you sort of like stalk towards them, they sort of get this what the fuck face, then an angry face as this dude levels basically a 9mm at you, but he's not quite fast enough, as you just take one giant step forward, pick his ass up by the wrist, the neck, and just beat a motherfucker with another motherfucker, and just slam them both into the trunk. They slump down onto the ground. And this terrified woman just sort of like looks up at you, not really knowing what to do at this point, just analysis paralysis.
This is the part where you should run, Senora.
She's fucking gone, leaving behind a heel, her purse. She's just, well, maybe she'd probably take her purse because of identification. That might be bad to leave behind. But yeah, she is fleeing into the night as these two thugs begin to sort of rise from the ground. And again, I'll ask you one more time: is El Fuego? I think, are we about to make Rip Off Her Nuts a new meme? Is there an Xavier meme now? Oh God, this is, somebody jot this down for when we do merchandise. Just a T-shirt with a well-dressed Spaniard who's got a bull slung over his shoulder like this.
Just grab him by the nuts.
Grab by the bull by the balls.
Calf
when you
caught,
mess with-
grabbing
when you-
life by the cojones.
When you mess with the bull, you get the balls.
Why do you say just preludes, Xavier? Why do you undermine my storytelling, our storytelling, that which we are creating together?
I mean, we're not though. Like you two are making it, and the next two, and the next two. We haven't come together yet.
Right now.
Okay, so
Over me.
Yeah.
I ask you one more time: is El Fuego a known enemy of the cartels at this point, or is this like when you're, you know what, enough of these fucking guys?
We'll say this is the enough point.
Okay. Susumi, you have yourself a fantastic night. Thank you so much for joining us. We really do appreciate it. Gotta say, all right. So these guys don't really know who you are other than strong. We'll say the guy with the gun is just gone, scattered off at night. El Fuego kicked it away, whatever. As he pulls like this real long Bowie knife from you and starts coming at you. The other guy's got, I don't know, pennies in a sock or something. I'm running out of interesting gang violence tools. What does El Fuego do?
He's probably going to grab the hand with the knife, twist it, and stab the guy in the leg with it.
Holy shit, okay. Screams in agony, and then what?
And then the other one with pennies in a sock, he's going to grab him and just kind of beat him in the face with it a few times.
Okay. He's out. The dude in the knife is limping away and bleeding. You don't know what you're doing, Ese. We're not gonna forget you. Alright, don't think because you got a fucking mask we don't know who you are. Which
And
he
don't
probably
think just
doesn't.
because you are part of some organization that you won't get what's coming to you.
Awesome. How does El Fuego finish this scene? How does it fade to black?
I don't know. He takes
Pitting them.
Do what now?
I don't know. He grabs the gun and just breaks it apart.
And pins them.
Alright, he grabs the gun, breaks it apart. His shadow leers over the gangster again, and camera turns to El Fuego as he reaches down. And blackness.
Jalapeno.
Anabelle Ahegao. I'm trying to determine if I'm really grateful for this character or not, because from a certain perspective, it's a nice midpoint between, gang violence and animal cruelty. On the other hand, fucking, it's been a couple years since high school. Been quite a few years, actually. 12, 13, maybe. You're starting to make a name for yourself as a professional cosplayer. You got quite a few followers on Instagram. The Patreon is rolling well, doing well.
Damn, Adam, you're old.
I figure he's about maybe late 20s. Like, how old
Sorry.
is Jessica Negri? She's about like 25, right?
She's older than. Well, she's like 27, I think. Yeah.
There you go.
Had she started a porno?
Hey. Whatever somebody did in the past.
I mean, not to the best of my knowledge, but
I've yet to see it, so I don't know.
I was gonna say, I guess that says something about my Google foo. So, you are just finishing up a photo shoot. What are you cosplaying as? It's probably about 3 years ago.
2 years ago. That's a
Slave Leia, second to none.
They say
Nobody wants to picture Adam in a Slave Leia costume.
Also, that is not kawaii, Fennec.
Yeah.
Come on. Get your shit together.
Sasuke.
A gender bent Sasuke. Okay,
So Sasuke.
with tits.
Let me see what came out 3 years ago, real quick.
Glenn Couch. How's it going tonight, Glenn Couch? Hey, if Jessica Negri wants to guest star, our Twitter, our email is public. She can have her publicist get a hold of us. Why she would want to guest star with a bunch of nerds on a Twitch stream that gets 21 viewers? Oh, hey, 21. Hello, new people. Is beyond me, but
Oh,
options
Adam!
on the table.
Adam,
Yeah.
Cute High Earth Defense Club.
See, or no,
Are you gonna be one of the ships from Contact Collection?
Xavier, I'm gonna have to be what's your name from?
Adam,
A
just be a ship,
mobster,
bro.
a ball biter, a Mexican daredevil, and a thought.
The thoughts.
What a coterie, lads.
If she breathes.
It's called they go from how to pick up girls in a dungeon.
Nobody knows what the fuck that is.
I do.
I do.
You're just not a man of culture anymore.
I don't know what
you
the fuck that is.
Wait, hang on. I zoned out. What?
Don Machi, How to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
You could be
I didn't watch it.
The one that's technically not an isekai.
I'll post
Okay,
this thing.
so-
As opposed to Wizard of Oz, that totally is.
Just kind of describe it because the people on SoundCloud won't be able to see it, and it would be very difficult to show it to the people on stream.
Twin Tail Opilali. Dark
Just
hair.
Google Hestia.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that character.
Yeah, see?
Hestia. For those unaware.
For you uninitiated.
I got a Roman goddess.
Yeah. Because that's what she's based off of.
Yeah.
I mean, based off is very loose.
Okay, gotcha. So, pigtailed, black-haired little girl with huge knockers.
Yep.
Oh, a hug pillow. That's nice. Fucking weebs, man. Okay, so you're...
That's where the boob string came from, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Hold on.
Okay.
I'm going to post something into the Discord for other people to watch.
Aha, we have a Discord. If you're not on it, you must not like lolly porn.
Okay. What the hell?
I don't know what you think we post. Charlie, I think you've been looking at the wrong Discord.
Anyway,
You just outed yourself.
Chinese
FBI's
people,
already
yep.
on the way.
Trust me.
Anytime after night. May you have sweet dreams.
trust me, I don't need lolly porn. My girlfriend's already 5 feet tall.
Okay then. Moving on.
That was fucking horrible. I am sorry to everyone in chat. I'm sorry to Raven. I'm sorry to
Moving on.
me. Adam, you're cosplaying this lolly. And, but yesterday was no one there. I waited for someone to chat with all alone. Vasil, I am so sorry. Everybody join our Discord. Talk to Vasil. Vasil's a super cool guy. Your VI tip has been submitted. Alright, but as the photo shoot finishes up, you're actually a little bit in a hurry today.
And I have
Because-
a bulge.
You're packing up your stuff, you're quickly changing into your street clothes. Does
Now, do you
Anabelle
pad?
Ahegao have street clothes, or is she just constantly cosplaying?
And do you pad?
I only had if I need to. Is there something you can't just go natural on?
Fucking what?
There's some people that you can't not pad. I mean, I believe a solid D, but then some you can't like it.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Anyway, today is a very big, important day for you because you are going to support Victoria. She finally had the courage to call the cops. She finally had...
Let him laugh at.
Technically, her last name is Baker. I didn't let him get away with that much in character creation. Annabelle's last name is supposed to be Baker. Ahegao is a stage name, like Momo-kun.
My favorite.
Adam used flag. Oh, Coughlin, good evening. Anyway, Victoria finally called the cops. Victoria finally had her now husband, Justin. She was with him for a while, she put up with it for a while, and she finally found her voice. She finally found her strength. And he's been carted away by the police. You arrive at her apartment. She lets you in. You sit down at the kitchen table. Her son Kevin is now about 13 years old, give or take.
All according to Kaikaku.
Wait, so she put up with him for 13 years?
Yes.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna let this just... Okay, move on.
Exhibit before the Me Too movement, okay?
HiggensBiggens, good evening.
I was gonna say something, but I'm not gonna. Because it's gonna make me seem like a bad person. So...
I think I know what you're thinking.
So, as you sit there at the table, there is this pregnant silence in the room. Kevin is off in his bedroom. Actually, he's probably at school at this point. Kevin is off at school, and she sort of sits there, holding her wedding ring in her hands, in these tightly clasped hands, just sort of staring down into her fists. Her eyes are wide, heavy with regret, maybe some kind of remorse. She does not look like she's doing well at all. What do you do?
Like,
An oof fest.
like, yeah, Victoria, you holding up okay? I know it's been tough for those last forever. It feels like forever, but
I know it's been a while, a long while, a really long time.
no.
Annie, do you think I made a mistake?
You made a couple of cities.
Yeah, but he's at school right now. Don't worry about him. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have called the cops. I've been with him for the last 13 years. Kevin's not gonna have a dad anymore. What about this apartment? I don't even know if I can afford this apartment by myself.
If you need help, I'm here to help you. If you need to, you come live with me. It's fine. I'll help you out any way I can.
Oh, 2 moms.
Score!
That's twice the amount of kissies.
I don't know. I don't know. This is. I don't even remember the last time I was without him. Should I? You think I should call the cops again? Should I just tell him I made it up or something? I don't know what to do. I don't know if I can do without him anymore.
That's okay.
I gave a really heavy scene to Adam.
Yeah.
No offense, my friend. I don't know if you have the chops for it in hindsight.
I'm just like, I'm
I think Kulim's got the right idea.
Annie, you okay? You okay, Annie? She's not Annie. She's Victoria. I'm Annie.
Are you okay, Annie? What? Shut up! I'm talking to myself.
It's my shadow. Keep trying to kill people.
Cool, you're still my shadow now. That's kidding.
Technically, Vasil, he has not been embraced yet. These are preludes. They're still human. We're working on it.
We're trying to get better.
If now that you're single, well,
We all know the solution to this one. Rip her nuts off, Adam. And then Carlo Martino looks on from another universe. What a waste.
like sucks her dick. Just kidding. That's
What?
that's all I think you're trying to say about Carlo Martino.
It's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's true, HiggensBiggens. And one of them's a genuine MILF at this point.
Hey, Victoria,
Wait, sounds like your money problems would be solved by becoming cam girls. Oh, Higgins is talking it like the characters. It took me a while. I was like,
yeah.
which one does Higgins want us to become cam girls? I thought you were talking about us.
All of us, Chaz.
You're good, Imp. Don't worry about it. And then John Titus pops out of her ring.
Plot twist. It was actually John Titus that was beating her.
I can't be with my girl. Nobody can.
Oh man, it's got my blown right there all of a sudden. Holy shit!
It lines up too well.
Yeah.
What
All
kind
my
of
characters
monster
are
were
just
you
one
really?
giant. It's just one giant, I guess, thingamajigger.
Nice.
Yeah. I give him words, Tom. I can't do words. But I'll tell Victoria. Well, look on the bright side. You don't have to deal with your putting on all that makeup anymore. Or,
Like there's,
Adam had a dialogue wheel, and he's just like, "What's the funny one?"
Adam never become a counselor.
Just be like, "Yeah, you might have gotten raped, but hey, you don't have to deal with the whole Virgin Night thing."
like I said, I chose the scene with a lot of gravitas, and I gave it to Adam.
Jazz, but you know of the like we're the dark comedy though.
As she looks at you dumbfounded, we fade to black. Tom, Kalashnikov.
Jesus Christ.
Fuck me, man.
And that just took the wind out of our sails. Have a good night, everyone.
I was fucking raring to go and fucking Adam just done fucked it.
That's what I'm here for, Chaz.
Tom, Kalashnikov. You have
Here, quick, do so,
enjoyed.
guys. I'll be right back here.
That's fine.
You got time.
You have enjoyed a good long number of years under the tutelage of your dear babushka, and eventually amicably parted ways as you realize that maybe these skills you had cultivated over the years could better be used to serve the motherland in all its glory. And so for the past couple years, you have been working your way as an infiltrator, as a spy for the GRU.
Duh, I am American.
Hello, fellow non-communists.
I too am capitalist pig.
Cosmic, we're sorry. All right. So, this is maybe some. Hang on, we might have fucked up the timeline. This is during the Saudi or oh wait, no. Where the fuck are my notes?
I don't know what. Wait.
Okay, gotcha. During the Russian occupation of the Middle East, and you have been sent on a very important asset seizure mission for the GRU.
Oh, we got permission.
Okay, Cosmic, thank you so much. We are so lucky you're cool.
We got express permission. Quick, commit the shit talk.
You've also been corrected on how to say babushka twice.
It's like a sheep. You go ba ba.
Babushka.
Stress on the first A. Okay. My bad. We're gonna try it.
I like to say
Babushka? Babushka. Like that, right? Babushka?
Babushka.
Babushka. Babushka. Okay. Babushka. 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 God, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna fucking get it.
But Bob Ushka.
Babushka, yes. Now I just imagine Bob in like one of those fucking headscarf things.
I'm very sure he legitimately has a picture of him in that.
I think I've seen it too, and that's where I'm getting it. Anyway, you have been sent on an
You mean
asset
a
seizure
hijab?
mission. Say babushka one more time, coxgun.
Wait, did you mean a hijab?
No. One of those fucking...
Oh, right. I know what you're talking about now. Never mind. Yeah, I think, I've seen that picture as well.
Okay.
Babushka lady.
You have been sent on an asset seizure mission against a Saudi Arabian oil baron by the name of Abdeen al-Tariq. So,
I'm trying to remember the other names we came up with. Well, for the Arabian guy. Anyway, go on.
well, so what sort of mission do you think would be appropriate for Kalashnikov's skills? He might, at this point, finally have the codename Kalashnikov.
Or just the nickname.
We, does he look like a sukkah? We have actually thought about establishing ties. Well, we have. Don't spoil anything yet! Don't spoil anything yet, but we've actually sort of tied this coterie to the Chicago coterie that you may remember from the one-page Chronicle Jumpstarts that we did, Things Go Southy and Obelisk of Oak Island, available on our YouTube channel or SoundCloud. So...
Vasil, I'm not going to answer your question just because I think it's kind of funnier that way.
Anyway, what sort of mission do you think they sent Kalashnikov on to seize assets from this oil baron?
Well, clearly he has either funding or oil.
Which provides funding.
Yes.
I would agree.
So, I don't know if it's an assassination. Wait, why would I not know? Wait, hang on. Are you asking me, the player, or?
Yes.
Oh.
What do you want Kalashnikov to do?
Kidnapping.
Babysitting. Probably trying to undermine his barony. So probably some sabotage.
Some sabotage. Interesting. So what do you think the GRU would do if they wanted to undermine somebody's barony to make their occupation a little bit easier? Would they,
Well, clearly I'm supposed to bite off his nuts.
That would
That's the new apocalyptic form. It's all that's the new thing. It's never backfired. Just do it. Into the wilderness. Hello. I might have said hello to you earlier. That's okay. Still happy to have you here.
We said the collective hello.
Oh! Okay, well, I mean, no, yeah. Just hold on, HiggensBiggens. Next time we get to Adam.
Anime is the truest art.
Adam, I'm going to hit you with a bat.
I'm just reading comments, Chama.
Adam, I'm going to hit you with a bat.
Batman?
Yes. He's going to hit you with the bat.
Okay, what was the question? Sorry.
Well,
not really.
What sort of mission do you think the GRU would send Kalashnikov on to undermine Abdeen's barony?
Probably destruction of at least one oil field. Or a refinery, sorry.
All right. I like it. Yeah, so...
All right, Cosmic, you got it.
You got it, man.
Chelyabinsk? I'm willing to bet dollars to donuts I didn't pronounce that properly.
There's actually a silent P in there.
I don't need to right now.
So you arrive at this oil refinery. It's probably about midnight. And let's see. This is the private oil refinery. So and it's really well fortified. Suspiciously well fortified. As in, there is literally searchlights, fence, dudes with guns on catwalks walking around the upper levels.
All right. I played Metal Gear. I know what to do here.
Would you give me
Rip off
composure
their nuts.
awareness, please? And we're going to call this one a difficulty 3.
Composure awareness.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Oh, that would be so cool. Just have Cosmic in Discord. How do we pronounce this? You're awesome by yourself, Cosmic.
Hey, I use my bare hands.
Then you put them into your mouth anyway.
I mean, yeah, to make a point.
Okay, so for the benefit of our people on SoundCloud, Asher Knight just said, limber up your jaw. That's a lot of nuts to get through.
I learned this one from the Spetsnaz.
Okay, so
Like having to do a backflip and throwing a tomahawk. Because that's a useful technique.
You never know when you'll have to use it.
It's an intimidation idea. It serves no real purpose.
3 successes on the roll. You can see, as you're sort of watching the place, scoping it out, there's like this patrol going on the walkway. And all of a sudden, you blink and sort of rub your eyes a little bit. There's like a glitch in the Matrix for a second. As one of the guards is on this end of the walkway, and then all of a sudden, bam! He's over here somewhere.
What?
With your 3 successes, it looked for a moment, if you didn't know any better, like this one strange guard was able to move inhumanly fast. Oh, Metal Gear Solid codec scene! That's a thing now.
I was gonna ask, what is my Solacron radar telling me?
Your Solacron... Oh, fuck. Remind me what that did? Was that just the...
That was the mini map. That showed you how far everyone could see.
Ah, yeah, okay. You're about double their cone of vision away.
Good to know.
So, like, what, 10 feet?
One cardboard box.
It's a good thing I just have one line around. So one guy moved from one catwalk to the other side of the catwalk?
Yeah, super fast. And that's something you've never seen before.
It's that weird Middle Eastern juju.
Jewish devil summoning.
They warned me about the djinns over here. I didn't believe them.
My favorite Tekken character.
Devil Jin? Alright, questioning tone? Alright, well, I guess, let's see. Where's the... Is there any obvious, like, I guess not exactly obvious, but any places that I could perhaps... Is there a fence?
Yes, there is a wire fence all the way around. And I will say that since you're working with the GRU here, so you have like professional shit, you probably have like full. Did satellite pictures or satellite images exist in like the 80s? Did we have that technology?
Not good ones.
Did they exist? Yes. Were they good? Hell no.
Okay, so then you probably have some maybe like eye in the sky pictures taken from like spy planes or something. So you can kind of see the layout.
That voice. All right.
Okay, I should say that we don't know how good it was because obviously the military's not going to tell us everything.
All right. So, can I perhaps figure out an infiltration point then?
Absolutely. And since this is the prelude, you go ahead and tell me what it is. What do you think is the coolest, most Metal Gear Solid, or most stylish, or fucking have fun with it, dog.
You know,
It's just
stylish
not
is for when someone breaks out. Let's see. So it's an oil refinery, meaning most of it will probably be open air. There's searchlights. Is there patrol, like around the perimeter?
We'll say no. We'll say that the guys in the catwalk are expected to be so good that they really shouldn't miss anything. But there might be people or probably is people on the ground inside.
Oh,
Train
man.
guns so the guards feel asleep. I don't know if that was a deliberate reference to both Metal Gear Solid 3 and Metal Gear on the NES. If it was, you win comments.
I don't think I have the easy gun. Give everyone a colonoscopy. Sure, why the fuck not? Let's do that.
If you want it, you get to decide if you have the easy gun. It's the prelude.
Okay. Let's see. So, depending on how far away the watchtowers are, would tell me if that would be the darkest area to cut through as the hide in a box. That's a great idea. Maybe later. To cut a hole in the fence due to it being a probable blind spot with the watchtower.
Sure. Absolutely. You're easily able to slice the fence wide open, slide in.
No, we don't talk about naked cartwheels, Higgins. He was always a robot ninja. There was no two.
And so you sort of you slide into the refinery complex proper. And so as you sort of sneak through and sidle through the open air and the smell of the fumes and the oil is assaulting your nose, you can hear these two men speaking in rushed Arabic. And it seems like a pretty casual conversation, but maybe like all right, well, I gotta go do this thing. And as you're sort of waiting and watching for your opening, this guy comes into view, and he literally is holding this massive crate of some kind of fucking. You're not really sure what it is. It might be food. It might be ammo. It might be, or you fuck if you can read the label on the box. But it is enormous. It looks like it should crush this guy, and he's just one hand in this shit. Got it on his shoulder, turns away from his buddy, and starts walking towards the front gate.
It's full of dakimakuras.
Adam, did you get your dakimakuras from the Middle East?
Adam's character just opens up and just a bunch of fucking guns. Where's my hug pillows? Okay. So, I need to get into the refinery proper, but on the way in, I'm probably leaving smaller plastic explosives throughout the way.
Okay, cool. So it's that level from GoldenEye where you're just kind of sticking them. So you make your way through. How about a dexterity stealth?
That I'm good at. Can my break-in specialty apply?
All day. So
Sweet.
+1 die to the roll. Could be. Chris
5
313 all
successes.
night.
That's an exceptional success.
Yeah, so you are the fucking knight as you're just, you've got your fucking Solacron radar and you're looking at the... What difficulty are you playing Metal Gear on right now?
European Extreme.
Okay, fine. I'll give it to you. So yeah, you're just slipping through these guys, haven't even fired a shot. You've got this whole fucking place wired. And you're able to drop plastic explosives, anywhere else you particularly want to make sure goes up in flames before...
Probably the office complex.
Office complex. All right.
I assume there's at least one office.
There is an office sort of near... well, it'd probably be centralized, wouldn't it? And you can see this very well-dressed man in a suit. He, again, talking Arabic. And the guy that he's talking to lights a cigarette. And the well-dressed man in the suit just kind of flinches for a second. And then apparently seems to excuse himself and continues talking. So,
Alright.
you wire the place with plastic explosives, you get back to your hole in the fence, and...
It's blowing it sky high.
Alright, you hit the detonator. As you make your distance from the refinery, these huge clouds of flame and smoke erupt in the night, pushing back the darkness of twilight. You can hear these sort of... what basically sounds like a Wilhelm scream as the catwalks come tumbling down. There's this hideous, inhuman cry as you can see what appears to be, it's a little tough to tell, bathed in flames and smoke as he is, but the smoke parts and you can see what appears to be the gentleman in the very well-dressed suit covered in fire. And as he runs forward, he looks like a slavering beast. And all of a sudden, you can see just more and more of him. His skin is not necessarily burning, per se. It's literally falling off in these great gouts of ash until literally he is nothing more than a cloud of dust and a filthy, burning, hole-ridden suit on the floor of the desert.
Well, moving on.
You don't have any particular thoughts about that?
Strange. I've never seen a body do that.
That's a strange.
But they are Arabian.
Yeah. They're strange people. Yeah.
I actually do believe that Kalashnikov would act that way. Okay. Mr. Raphael Rosales.
Oh, my turn?
You have spent a great deal of time in Spain. What's a really good city in Spain that you think would have a lot of affluent people?
I mean, besides Madrid,
We can go with Madrid if you want. What'd you say, Josh?
I mean, there's Barcelona.
Barcelona.
Is Salamanca in Spain, or am I thinking of something else?
The Salamandra?
Whatever, fuck it. We'll say you've made the bullfighting circuit to Madrid, and you're just kind of miserable. I mean, you've been able to make the money you need. You've been able to, support for your family. That was basically depending on your ailing bullfighter father. And you have been invited as sort of this celebrity guest slash novelty to this very high society soiree. There's drinks and clinking glasses and these wonderfully wasteful ice sculptures that sort of leer over the guests from their table. How are you feeling right now? How do you feel about the direction your life has taken?
It's unsatisfactory, but I'm good at it, and it makes me money. And what am I gonna do? Follow my passion like an idiot? I'm not an American.
As you sort of
Yet.
as you sort of sit there with some sort of tequila in your hand, you hear a voice sort of chime in over your shoulder. Penny for your thoughts, senor.
I believe it's special.
Euro for your thoughts, senor.
Oh man, I love Greek tacos.
Hero. Okay.
Yeah.
As
That
you
was a
turn,
multi-layered joke.
we are refining our craft. You turn and you see this. He looks a little out of place. Actually, he's an older gentleman with sort of salt and pepper hair, swooped back in a very debonair style. Oh, a very well-trimmed mustache goatee combo. His suit's a little shabby. Like, you look around and everybody has these very immaculately tailored garments, and his suit looks off the rack, which sort of makes him stick out like a sore thumb, but nobody's really seemed to notice him. He seems to blend into the crowd just fine, and when people do seem to notice him, they seemed enraptured with him somehow. But this is the first time he's actually approached you. Although, if you didn't know any better, you think he might have been eyeing you out of the corner of your eye, but you're the celebrity slash novelty, so has everyone.
Oh man,
These
he's giving you the fuck me eyes.
everybody does. I'll say these gatherings don't interest me.
And why is that, senor? Is this not your adoring public? Is this not what you have worked to achieve? There are certainly many who wish they could be in your shoes right now.
If they wish to, they can fill them. I'm only doing this for money.
For money.
For dinero.
I wonder, sir. Is it money? Or, perhaps a higher calling? Maybe you're unsatisfied. Maybe deep down in your heart you seek a greater enemy, a solution to a greater problem than a bull.
Well, yes. The money's only for my family.
But what have you done for you, sir? Tell me, if one such as you, with your great power, your amazing charisma, your ability to work the crowds, to get them to love you,
To pull the nuts off of the bull.
your amazing bull castrating abilities. If someone like you had the power to change something, what would you do with it?
Well, I would definitely change things. And not be stuck where I am.
And what if... What if you had all of eternity to sculpt a perfect world? What then would you change?
Well, I could probably do with the change of scenery.
He sort of chuckles at that. That much is a given, but please go on.
and perhaps do something about my family situation so that I don't have to be the sole provider. Familial obligations and whatnot. And then, well, then I can figure out what I want to do.
You just want to be a dancer.
A
I just
cosplay?
want to be a cam boy.
I have observed your shows. As I said, you are a man of incredible strength. Those nuts separate like nobody's business. Just
Every once in a while, just kind of swing them over your head and throw them into the crowd.
sign one.
It's fucking swings.
I might know of an organization who could use one such as yourself, who could allow you to have the means to take care and safeguard your family far better than some prancing peacock in an arena could. And an ability to change things that you've never even dreamed of seeing. If I were to say this to you, what would be your response, sir?
Well, I guess it'd have to be yes, but what's it going to cost me?
I suppose the price is different for everyone. And he reaches in his pocket,
I have $4.
pulls out a business card. No name on it, just an address, not even a phone number. If you're truly interested, I will see you at this address tomorrow night.
I will take the card.
And I do mean at night. 9 p.m. I'm not much of an early riser. And with that, he'll raise his drink to you. And curiously, you don't actually see him sip it, but you don't see him
No.
for the rest of the night. It just pours into a plant.
That plant's gonna get drunk.
Make plants crunked.
Big phone.
Oh, balls. Yeah.
The next night comes, and you find yourself pondering the business card of this mystery man that you never even learned his name.
He did not introduce himself.
He didn't.
What a jerk. Gonna have to teach him some proper etiquette. And I guess I'll head to the address.
You get there, and it's actually a private home. It's a palatial estate. Well, okay, maybe not palatial. It's a really, really nice place.
Perhaps a mansion, a manor.
More like a manse, maybe.
Or is it just a man?
And as you sort of knock on the door opens and you see the man again. In his sort of shabby, off-the-rack suit. Ah, Senor Rosales, come in, please, please.
I will I'll take a few steps in and look at the place.
It's very upper middle class. House probably costs a couple $100,000 total. Like, it's really good. Also, weirdly, well, no, I guess not. It also looks like it's pretty fortified. Fence around the outside when you came in, security system. The drapes are open, pulled back, revealing the night sky outside. Until you realize you can't see any stars. And then you realize you can't see any moonlight. And then you realize that the windows are literally blacked out.
I'll just be like, You know, you could just close the curtains. You didn't have to black out your windows.
You'll have to forgive an old man his eccentricities, I'm afraid. Please, sit. We have much to discuss.
Okay.
So I made you my offer last night and you were interested. You asked me what the price would be, and I said it would be different for all of us. I suppose the question then is, what are you willing to pay?
I'll just like start listing off like things that I would have had. I need to pay for this next coming month.
No. Senor, I did not ask for your bills. Trust me. As I said before, these things will be a distant memory. What are you willing to give up? For the ability to make a difference? To make sure your family and their children are taken care of better than they could possibly manage on their own?
Mm.
And to have all the time in the world to do it. What is that worth to you?
Well, at this point, whatever it costs, I'm okay with it.
All right, well, take off your pants.
It's like it always ends up like this.
Pants off. Nobody ever wants me for my talent.
You still haven't asked him what his name is.
Oh yeah.
I too was expecting that to happen, but I went with it. Fuck it.
Just by the way, who would I be conducting business with, Senor?
I am Senor de Leon, Eduardo de Leon, but this is not important. Tonight, what is important is you. And if you are truly willing to pay whatever it costs, I hope you mean that, Senor. And suddenly, there's this strange feeling that overtakes you. For a second, you can't look away from this guy.
And you're raped.
For a second, like, just maybe it's the offer that he made. Maybe that she was just so goddamn convincing, and you're afraid of losing what he promised you. But just disappointing this guy in any way seems like the worst possible fucking mistake you could make. From the bottom of your heart, you want to help this guy just instantly, and he I'm really trying hard not to make this gay, but he sort of leans in.
It's just the chat. They're all
And-
telling him to rip his nuts off.
He leans in and sort of slightly fatherly places an arm
Oh
on
no!
your neck / shoulder and says, "To you, dear friend." And he leans in, and as he does, you can see his canines elongate, and he bites down. You are overcome, indeed racked, with the greatest sensation of bliss you have ever known in your life.
Nut.
Super nut.
The front of your pants just gets stained real fast.
I'm pretty sure that should happen, right? Like, if it's the best thing you've ever experienced, you should orgasm immediately.
I don't know if it's necessarily the best, but it's pretty good, and it feels amazing. It's so amazing that you're not even terribly concerned as this terrible coldness starts overcoming your body, as this lethargy starts at the tips of your fingers and the tips of your toes, climbs up your arms and your legs. It feels so amazing that you're not even terribly worried as the room seems to wobble and grow dark. The last sensation you feel is one of falling, before being caught by the ample cushions of his sofa, and then nothing. You awaken in a dark room. You're frozen, and you are hungry.
And your pants are nowhere to be found.
This terrible, gnawing hunger that you've never known. It feels like you haven't eaten for a month. Your mouth is dry and parched, and even trying to breathe in is like razor blades. Your throat is so dry. What do you do? What do you think? What do you feel at this point?
Well, I guess I'm gonna go look for some food. Perhaps something to quench my thirst as well. Where's the kitchen?
You're looking
Is
for
that
hiding
really your
places
first-
around us.
Oh, you know what? Okay,
You said I'm hungry and thirsty.
you're Shaggy from Scooby Doo. I get it. We can.
What? Like, you need to find the fridge, man.
All right. Do I have a provocation chart? I do. Huh. That's, interesting. Okay, so, wing it. As you begin to stir and raise yourself from the ground, this terrible hunger, this terrible thirst, overcome, there is this whimper in the darkness. And as you look, you realize you are not alone. That there's this young woman, maybe 16 or 17, has been thrown down here with you in this dark, bleak room, wherever you may be. And she just sort of clambers back onto her elbows and sort of pushes herself back against a wall until she can't anymore. At this point, I need a willpower roll at a difficulty of 4.
Ooh, what's my willpower? Oh boy. Oh. I got a 2.
2.
You're gonna become a criminal.
So, as you sort of lock eyes,
Rip her nuts off.
you sort of lock eyes with this woman, and for a second, there's this pang of, oh my god, where am I? Oh my god, is she okay? And like that, it is stolen from you, gone from your heart, as this terrible, terrible feeling replaces it. This urge for violence, this urge for destruction, this terrible, animalistic fury begins to well up in you from whence you know not. Your vision becomes red. You can almost see yourself through your own eyes, not of your own control, move towards her. There's this horrible, guttural gurgling that seems to come from a beast somewhere in the room until you realize it's from your own mouth. Your jaw hangs open and would drool if it were not so parched. Your vision turns red as you leap upon her.
Yeah!
Couple minutes later, your vision returns.
And her nuts are nowhere to be found.
I mean, yes, that is true.
Ugh, food of girls for life.
You are clutching a corpse in your hand. This woman, her eyes wide, her mask, her face a mask of terror, slash elation, which is weird, but terror. Her garments soaked in blood, and indeed the floor beneath her. You taste your lips, and your mouth no longer parched, no longer dry, but tasting of this copper sensation. It's horrible, no wait. It's delicious. It's incredible. It's better than the best food you've ever had back in Madrid. The door creaks open at this point, light spilling into the room. At this point, the silhouette of De Leon filling the doorway. Ah, I see you've eaten. Come, now we can talk.
I will eye him suspiciously.
El Fuego.
Oh boy.
So at this point, you have been crusading against the cartels for a number of years now, probably. ShinyMewy, how's it going? You've been crusading against the cartels for a number of years at this point, as you you know, it bothers you a little bit. You have the Spider-Man syndrome. You know you can't be everywhere. You know you can't save everyone. Every day, in the newspaper, in the news, there's another kidnapping, another murder. This house got shot up. This woman was found dead in the Rio Grande. But as long as you're out there, you know you can make a difference. You know you can do something. You think of El Santo. You think of Jaime from school. You think of that first woman you saved on that fateful night. And you think about how many more there would have been in the news if you weren't out there. And as you are stalking the streets of... I want to say the shitty part of Juarez, but it's Juarez. As you're stalking the streets of Juarez...
Worst part, I forget what it's called.
As you were stalking the streets of Juarez, what goes through El Fuego's mind and heart? How does he feel?
Probably a little anxious, but also probably a little justified, I guess.
All right. As you're walking through the alleyways and kind of looking for trouble a little bit, the hairs on the back of your neck begin to stand up. And all of a sudden the silence is broken by this sort of mocking chant of Fuego! Fuego! You turn and see 5 or 6 young people stalking towards you. They don't look particularly happy.
It's kind of sizing him up, probably saying, it is not the first time I've had to tussle more people than this in the ring.
Oh, senor, we just want your autograph. It's going to be worth so much money in a little bit, don't you know? At this point, the guy pulls out basically a wrench. I'm pulling everything I can out of the interesting gang violence toolbox.
What about a crowbar?
The other guy's got a crowbar. This one's for the cartel, fucker, as he swings for your head. Now, give me another strength brawl.
Oh boy, is this considered grappling?
Probably some parts of it. We're doing the one roll resolution again.
Okay. That is an unbelievable, overwhelming success.
An overwhelming, unbelievable success.
Yes, I got 7 successes.
Rip up all their nuts.
Just one after the other, just cherry picking them.
So it's not necessarily an overwhelming success because, again, I'm going to take half for these guys.
Okay.
So, the fight goes. El Fuego picking people up, throwing them, smashing them into bricks. There's this horrible piercing pain as a knife slices deep into your back, but you can barely feel it because the fire is burning. You turn around, clothesline that guy. There's this horrible blunt force against your head, and you taste a little bit of blood in the back of your mouth. It doesn't matter. You keep swinging. You've laid out maybe 3, 4 of these guys. One of them might be dead. You're not sure, but eventually there's just another wham against your head with an aluminum bat as you just sort of eventually fall to the ground, dizzy. Your eyesight begins swimming. the first guy, the one that was chanting, sort of raises his gun. And, you remember me? You remember me, Fuego, when you shoved that fucking knife in my thigh? I told you you get what's coming to you, fucker. And then all of a sudden his head almost explodes. There's this huge gout of blood. And just rains down upon you. The guy falls over. And he's got a rock, a good-sized rock, ledged about halfway into one of his eyes. The guy turns and runs. And literally you just see this black shadow sweep out of an alleyway. Snap this guy in half. And he falls down dead. At this point, El Fuego topples down onto his face. It's hard to breathe. Now that the adrenaline flows away, you actually start to feel your injuries. There's a collapsed lung. Something is dislocated. You've lost a lot of blood now that you're looking around. And as your vision's swimming, you're struggling to make it focus. You look up at this guy standing over you.
And you're dead.
What do you do at this point?
Oh. So you're not looking for a piece of El Fuego too, are you?
He laughs. I take it that means you're not done fighting yet, hermano.
The fight is never over.
Going to the big wrestling ring in the sky.
We're going to fight death and I'm going to win.
I'm gonna wrestle Macho Man.
The cartels are not the only one that know your name, El Fuego. Your fans are not necessarily the ones that know your name. I've been watching you, hermano. I've been watching you and I'm damned impressed. You stood up for these people. The fucking cops in this city are on the take. You stood up. Why?
Because somebody has to.
I can make it so you can stand up again, hermano. Or I can leave you here to die. Do you finally want to rest? You've earned it. Nobody would blame you. But the world could use a man like you if you're willing to stick around.
Nah, I'm done.
That time.
Rips off his own nuts.
No. The fire is not done burning yet. The sun will rise again.
I get it.
He leans down. And gets a little bit close. Kind of uncomfortably, but you're dying at this point, so it's not really the first thing that enters your mind.
You pull your balls off.
So, we should probably announce. So when we do the RPG Imaginariums, every once in a while it gets back to the original creator who posted the thing. And we were talking for a while. Now, it's never officially been confirmed, I should say. But for a while we were talking with Los Tiburon, which, if you're familiar with D&D Green Text, that's a really famous D&D story. And when we did the Imaginarium for Los Tiburon, Josh is very proud of his Mexican heritage, so he did it as El Fuego, because like I said, this is a character we've had for a while. And Los Tiburon found it. So we were talking with him for a while, and we were trying to get him for an interview. Hopefully we still can. Los Tiburon, brother laughing, if you see this, get at us. But so Los Tiburon has officially stated that his rival is El Fuego. So he's got some chops in the D&D thing. So El Fuego versus Los Tiburon. Let's make it happen.
You two fight, guys. You two fight.
So he leans down and whispers in your ear as you begin to lose consciousness. Viva El Fuego. And bites down. and you just sort of grow cold, faint. Is this what it's like to die? This wonderful feeling wells up in your bosom. Maybe Abuelo was right. Maybe I'm finally about to meet Jesus.
Jesus?
But there is nothing.
Jesus or Jesus, because Jesus is in the next like home down the street.
You awaken sometime later. You're not quite sure, but you're on the floor of the alley, and you hear what appears to be these sort of muffled protests of some kind. You're hungry. You're ravenously hungry. You're thirsty beyond belief. And as you look up, the three of the thugs that have that you were fighting earlier have basically been hogtied with some kind of filthy rope or something they were carrying. Their eyes are wide with fear as they watch you pick yourself up, and sort of literally taped to one guy's forehead is a sign that is a piece of paper that says "Feliz cumpleaños, hermano." Why don't you give me a willpower roll at a difficulty 4? Mexican Spider-Man was here.
Everybody gets one.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever wrote down my willpower. What's it based off of?
Resolve plus composure.
No boy, I got some of that. One success.
One success. So you look over at this pitiful wretch. And what would El Fuego normally do in such a scenario when he sees an enemy of his bound and tied?
Probably let them go and then
Rip off their nuts.
So
Create the jalapeno teabagger.
that thought pings in the back of your head for a second and then fades. You start smelling. There's a lovely smell in the air. Something intoxicating, like the finest perfume.
That intoxicating aroma.
You're like your mother's cooking. Better than even that. It's this metallic smell.
What's this?
And then you realize it's coming from the thugs that are bound on the street floor. It leaks from every laceration, every cut, every split bruise, from the nose, from the mouth. You have to have it, like a sexual lust overtakes you as you go forward. Again, vision goes red. And when you come to again, the three of them are dead in your arms, and you feel overwhelmingly satisfied. And now we go to Anabelle Higao. Are you? Would it be happy birthday, brother? My Spanish is hit or miss.
what did you say?
Hermano.
Oh yeah, that's brother. I thought you said amigo. I don't know why.
So are you ready for this one, Josh?
Yep. Oh boy.
Yes.
All right, buckle up your fucking
The crossover,
because this is going right off the rails.
Capcom crossover happening.
You are in the city of Chicago for Anime Midwest, the annual anime convention that happens in Chicago. It's a real thing. I fucking Googled it. You're welcome.
And like, it's something to do research on it. He's like, probably, yeah.
You're at the Succubus Club, dancing to, well, it's not really your style of music, but, not everybody can be Kawagaki Band?
Wakaki.
Wagaki Band, there we go.
Wagaki band, yeah.
Your shirt's from some anime somewhere, whatever. You're dancing, and you turn, and the most beautiful man that you have ever seen in your life. He looks almost like a cross between a Visual Kei singer and Sesshomaru from Inuyasha, is standing next to this woman of questionable heritage. She's maybe about 5 feet tall, vaguely dark-skinned, and she looks amazed and terrified at the same time as she is glancing around at the lights of the Succubus Club slashing through the darkness. And this beautiful man appears to be doing the dance from Haruhi Suzumiya. When he looks up...
Jesus, these fucking references.
I'm pulling him right out of my ass. He looks up, and you meet eyes for a moment. And I'm stepping right the fuck back from this one.
No, the Black Snow Prince.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean questionable heritage. I meant uncertain heritage. My bad, Valernos.
It's not his fault. He's weak. He doesn't trust their kind.
I misspoke. I apologize profusely if that was in any way offensive or misunderstood. Unknown heritage. Ambiguous ethnicity. Thank you, O'Coughlin. I appreciate it.
Caffeinated Conquest is comprised of a multi-ethnic group with various faiths and beliefs.
No, the Black Snow Prince.
Good night, Imp. We'll see you later.
Is he leaving? Oh, yeah.
Fandango.
But yes, I absolutely meant ambiguous ethnicity. I apologize for that. Again, I don't always string together things in the most logical way when I'm streaming and trying to improvise. Anyway.
Questionable.
That was racist.
What happens?
Oh no, the Black Snow Prince pulls out like one of those fans and kind of covers his face as he just kind of walks towards her.
So the beautiful man appears to be approaching Anabelle.
She gets
Would
blushes.
you, Josh, would you roll me a dice pool? I don't have his fucking character sheet to handle. Let's just say it's 7 dice.
What role is it? Because I can probably remember what it is.
It would be perception alertness in the old system.
Oh, I can do that. Oh, well, 2 successes.
2 successes. You vaguely recognize this woman. She's a famous cosplayer. Yeah, you saw her. You saw her set of. Fuck! I'm running out of. Rias from High School DxD. And you're like, truly. This one understands.
Rias is best girl.
I'm just like, you there. You have an appreciation for the true arts. I'm familiar with your work.
Like, I believe I have not yet met the pleasure.
You wouldn't be interested in an old cosplayer like me, would you?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, you probably wouldn't know me. Although I do have a doujinshi I publish online. But I'm more known
Adam,
for
roll intelligence. What the fuck is the weeb stat?
Etiquette.
Intelligence, streetwise?
It's
Two fucking dice.
A cold.
I have a lot of a cold, but not.
Oh.
Okay, do intelligence technology. Well, you probably saw it online.
I don't have any dice of technology.
Then roll intelligence.
Does it minus 1 dice still or no?
Huh?
Is
No,
it
no, no.
minus one-
There's no
just one
penalty. There's no dice penalties in V5. If you don't have the associated skill, you just roll the attribute.
Well, my int's only 1, so here we go.
I was gonna say, academic seems like what it would be, but
I don't know that either, Josh.
Alright, people in the Discord, this one's for you.
See, if you don't sign up for our Discord, you are only punishing yourself.
Punished yourself. A person robbed of memes.
I get it. No successes.
You have never seen his fucking doujinshi. Ever. But he looks like the kind of guy that would publish one.
I'm also well known for my ukiyo prints.
Well, now make a roll for that one.
There we go.
Street knowledge roll.
You like that one, Adam?
Yeah. Street knowledge, yes.
We'll say you vaguely heard about maybe somebody who did doujinshis and ukiyo-e prints, and somebody bought one from like a vendor at a convention that was like a reproduction or something. Oh yeah, that guy. What was his fucking name? Like the Purple Rain Shogun or something. He had a really weird name.
I would say I am the Black Snow Prince, and I have to say, it's a real shame to know that in your
Max, for some reason I can't hear your audio. I don't know.
Oh, son of a bitch.
I don't know.
You can't hear Josh?
Like it's like very low, like he's whispering kind of.
Okay, can you crank your mic at all, Josh?
It's as high as it'll go.
Adam, can you crank up your ears?
I don't know if I can.
Have you tried?
Where's the dial?
Okay, take your finger and shove it up your ass.
What the fuck? Where are we randomly being mean to Adam?
Because I can take it.
Yeah, he can.
Are they speaking in Moonspeak in character?
We're probably like half Japanese, half English. So we speak.
Oh my god, I hate you people.
All right, I guess just talk a little louder, Josh, because I can't do anything to boost you. Oh crap! Now we can't hear you at all. Whatever you did was bad.
Himself. Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
You can hear it a little bit, barely, but yeah, very little.
You're just gonna have to listen closely, Adam.
I can hear that. Just yeah.
I can hear it when you deep throat the mic.
Yes. For some reason.
Like, it's a shame that in your peak cosplaying condition, it's only going to go downhill from here. But I do think I can do something about that. How would you like to be as immortal as the anime and manga that you so appreciate?
Oh my god, yes.
You accepted that really willingly. What is Anabelle Ahegau's intelligence? Because after that, touching up her fucking beating bruise,
it's a one ches.
Yeah, I buy it. Okay.
1 into 2 wits and 2 resolve.
Now, what exactly does Anabelle think he means by that? Are you thinking he's gonna draw you in a doujinshi or something?
They're
speaking in Pokemon, but the one word is baka.
Baka. Like
fucking Toradora.
Like for her, I think I think she's like some sort of art form like.
She already has her hair very long. You should have a Rias wig.
And I'm like, wow, you took that exceptionally well. Follow me. We'll use the manager's room.
At this point, Shamshel just sort of looks over at you, very confused. Like, what am I supposed to do here?
Just like keep dancing.
I am going to sex you.
All right, you leave a violently hungry ancient salubri on the dance floor to fend for herself, while you take Anabelle Ahegau.
She is not ancient.
She's about a good 1,000 years old. If that's not ancient, then I don't know what is.
That's certified MILF.
The Onyx Path? Huh.
That's yours from the
Onyx
1300s.
Path! Holy crap! First of all, thank you for our first ever cheer. You guys are awesome. Is that you, Mr. Watson? Guys, Onyx Path is in the house. Holy crap. I always get so excited when you guys show up.
It's like, oh boy, at our worst moment.
Mr. Watson, it is a pleasure.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
They
no.
were trying to one up each other. Oh my god.
Oh, Valerinos, you are awesome. Y'all came in at some shit. So we are doing preludes right now, Mr. Watson. And
So this should be actually part 0.
well, if it's kind of like the in novel writing, there's this rule, right? Don't use prologues. If the prologue is necessary, make it chapter 1, and that's kind of what I wanted to do with this. So, our dear friend Josh is portraying actually a character from another coterie, as we are role-playing the embrace of our dear friend Adam / Anabelle Ahegal the Toreador. Please continue. So, you had just left a very hungry old salubri on the packed dance floor of the Succubus Club to fend for herself. By the way, since Onyx Path is here, I will happily plug V5 Chicago by Night, hopefully hitting Kickstarter this October. I'm sorry, please continue. Do stuff.
Oh yeah, we were using. What's the name of the managers again?
Okay, hang on. Wait. So now we're kind of crossing streams here because we agreed that when V5 Chicago by Night comes out, we like 2 different universes, right? We have the V20 coterie. We have the V20 coterie where the meta plot went our own particular direction, and then we're gonna go with the by the book meta plot and hyper time parallel universes, right?
No,
So
I'll just take her under the maze then.
In this one, in the current canon meta plot, Brennan Thornhill died in 1992 during the events of Under a Blood Red Moon. The Succubus Club was taken over by a neonate named Portia.
My god.
It was then a traveling sort of thing for a while, and I am assuming now, due to the brand new lore sheet that Helena gets, the Succubus Club is back and franchised now. So, right now, I assume the club is being run by Portia.
Portia.
Oh, then if it's not our canon, then I'm going into the maze to embrace this person.
Okay, so you're taking her into the labyrinth of the Succubus Club.
Yep.
So, again, as this guy sort of leads you, this strange, admittedly very handsome dude, leads you down into the darkness of this twisting, this maze. It is, for all intents and purposes, a maze. And he sort of leads you a good ways. You look left, and there are these people basically necking on throw pillows. You turn right, there's a dude shooting straight up heroin in the shadows. What goes through your mind?
Mr. Prince, where are we going to be immortalized?
Ooh, wait, here we go. As of Beckett Jihad Diary set 2005-ish, the Succubus Club was still on the move and being run by Victoria Ash. Okay, that's right. I'm sorry. I forgot. Victoria Ash is running the Succubus Club.
Byric's cousin. Oh, no.
What now?
That would be weird. Also, I think Victoria Ash, is she French?
Hey, we don't know what Byrick is. He's just...
That's true. Byrick is also of ambiguous ethnicity.
from the far-off land of Canadia.
Helena, yeah,
I
most
wasn't
likely
catching
Helena did dab out also. So, yeah, Victoria Ash or whatever successor. Thank you, Mr. Watson. Bones, we appreciate it.
Oh no, I tell her don't mind, we just need some more private.
Isn't this private enough?
I don't know. Do you want to lose your virginity right here?
That's really what it's looking like.
What did the hookers say in Bloodlines? Hang on, baby. I need more privacy than this.
You go, PG hookers. PG-13 hookers.
I mean, if I guess it's still PG-13 nowadays if you have the anti-tribu mod, but that one had surprise titties in it.
Yes. Yes.
This is true. All right.
Well, Yusuf, we finally have cheers, and Ian Watson of Onyx Path is here, being a BAMF. So, Adam, you're currently being led by the Black Snow Prince down into the labyrinth.
The time to reevaluate your life is long gone.
That's my favorite comment for the night.
What now?
Vanilla's comment right there is my favorite for the night.
Byrick Ash equals blue skin, questionable heritage.
Yeah.
Alright, what happens?
Well, the moment we find somewhere private, it's gonna look like a scene right out of Vampire Night.
You have to roleplay that.
Wait.
Yay.
Okay, I'm thinking about Holy Night, right, Tom?
I don't know what the fuck Holy Night is, do I?
There's Vampire Night and there's Holy Night. One of them's a bad one.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Josh, describe the scene to me, please.
Vampire Night, it's the one with the academy where the students that attend during the night are vampires. They're all very pretty.
You're gonna start making people think I actually watch a lot of anime. And I'm just like fronting that I don't.
All right, people in the chat, is Vampire Night or Holy Night the bad one? I remember one of them.
Hang on. I date a weeb, remember, baby?
Right.
Is Vampire Night or Holy Night the bad one? I actually remember Vampire Night being pretty cool.
Yeah, it might
Okay.
be Irene because I like Vampire Night.
So Vampire Night's the chill one. Holy Night. Okay.
Yes, the teen drama.
Yeah, it was Holy Night. That was the bad one. And when I
Anyway.
say bad, quality notwithstanding.
Roleplay this. I want you to make it as animu as possible because that's amazing.
I don't
Hey,
know.
we-
How to it's like
Do you oppose that?
it's like it'd be easier just to use an image.
God damn it, Josh, you are a literature major. Describe the image to us.
It can only be so embarrassing.
Yeah.
No, it's the whole pull-in, the whole sensualness.
Oh man.
It's sinking the teeth in as the blood trickle down the throat.
All right. So this
Okay, now,
beautiful
how-
man, he sort of like draws you in with a very elaborate one of these and pulls you close to him.
He has one hand against the wall.
Ah.
Yeah, both hands.
No, the other hand is somewhere else.
And then he bites down on your neck, this elating feeling washing over you.
So you an orator.
Do I have hearts-
That's Adam's job.
do I have hearts in my eyes, chest? Yeah, that's...
Jesus Christ, Adam. Your eyes go wide. You look up at the darkness of the ceiling, frozen stiff with pleasure. Things begin to go dark until you can't distinguish the black of the labyrinth walls from the darkness of the shadows, from your eyes beginning to fail you. And all is darkness. Black Snow Prince, what situation does Anabelle Ahegao regain consciousness in?
Oh man, is her top off, but like her nipples somehow still censored?
You,
So
you-
with the-
did you just take her home to your dojo?
No.
And just sees the bevy of other people? Like, hey, what's up?
I'll go for the gag. She wakes up still in the labyrinth. Somebody's tied up. post-it note that says this person said anime is trash.
No. It's this person prefers subs.
Who does?
First-
Subs.
Yeah.
Wearing a tuxedo and a tape hat with a little eye mask. All right.
My job here's done.
But you didn't do anything.
Mr. Kalashnikov.
Oh.
It's sometime in the late 90s. And you basically finished getting debriefed from a mission by your handler, Tatiana. And as she's congratulating you, she has this very somber look on her face. What do you think Kalashnikov's friends call him?
Big Daddy K.
Comrade.
Comrade.
Yeah.
I don't know how to tell you this, comrade. I suppose I'd better just hand it to you, da? And almost with tears in her eyes, she hands out an envelope. And you immediately recognize the handwriting as Babushka's. Babushka's. There we go. You immediately recognize the handwriting as Babushka's. The post date is a couple of weeks ago. Like, this has been bounced around, boing, 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 from a bunch of different places to finally get here. So it was not easy for this to end up here.
Okay, then I'll open it.
You open the envelope.
I crumble it and throw it.
And it appears your cousin Dmitri is no longer in this world. He
went to space.
Oh man.
Babushka sent him to the US, to the city of Baltimore, Maryland, to handle something for her. And he did not return. And his body washed up on the beach about a week later. She doesn't go into too much more detail on that.
Which one was Dimitri?
Dmitri was the guy that you were working with when you first entered the Russian mafia. He was the one that sent you on your first thing that we role-played through earlier.
Hmm. Well then, when is the it doesn't have any other information than that he's dead and where he was sent?
More or less, basically. Like I said, she didn't go into too much, just... That was about it. And at this point, Tatiana, she sort of rests a hand on your shoulder. Comrade, you have been an amazing soldier, an amazing asset to Mother Russia, but I think maybe we think about you for a couple of weeks, da? The higher-ups, they've cleared you to take a week or two of personal time, and I think you should.
One day.
This is not a request, unfortunately. The command has already pushed it through. There must be something to make you feel better. Take in an opera. You always told me how you loved the opera, yes? Or I know not. Maybe you can see if you can get a hold of your babushka. She didn't leave a return address, and you know why.
There's just no choice for this, is it? I have to take time off. I have to take a week off. Meh. Well, I guess I'll just say spot and take my leave.
All right. So you leave the GRU building. and it's
My
a bit-
favorite one. Just says GRU right on it.
Well, they have offices like we have a fucking
I know.
U.S.
I
We have
just
a
like
fucking
the-
U.S. Marshals building here.
I just it just says GRU on it. The GRU building. Go on.
It's the one with all the minions. Anyway, you leave the GRU building. That was exactly the reaction I was hoping for. Xavier shook his head. Josh rolled his eyes. Adam looked concerned.
Oh, well, Adam doesn't watch Western animation. Only Eastern.
You leave the building, and there's this weird sense of liberation and confusion. Like, this is the first time.
You've had a day off in 20 years.
I mean, kind of basically, yeah. This is the first time that you really haven't had somebody pulling the strings, somebody pointing you where to go, somebody telling you what to do. You used to work for Babushka. Babushka tell you to do this. You left Babushka and started working for the GRU. GRU told you to do this your entire career, and now you're your own person.
And I have to deal with this for a week? How do people do this?
Are you just screaming on the inside?
A little bit, yeah. War in alphabet soup. Well, I guess I'll go find some opera house, see what times there are. What time is it?
It's probably about 2 in the afternoon. There's a local opera house. Let's see, you were from Chelyabinsk, I believe. God,
Yes,
I'm so
I did.
sorry for the way I pronounced that. There's an opera house in Chelyabinsk putting on a performance of Carmen. At about 9 o'clock that night.
I'll buy one ticket.
Into the Wilderness. This background music is currently... Where's my jukebox? Mystic Force by Kevin MacLeod and Compotech.com. I should probably...
That's my favorite Power Ranger season.
All right. You purchase a ticket. You sit down.
Oh man, I'm just gonna wait there for.
Well, no. Is there something else you want to do with your fucking day?
No, I'll just probably go back to my apartment, which probably just has like a bed, a chair, and a desk, and that's it.
9 o'clock rolls around. You take your seat, a nice, comfy seat in the middle of the theater. You get a good view. The lights dim. The performance begins. It's very well performed. You're enjoying yourself, and for a few moments, you don't have to think about the job. Of course, you're thinking about Mother Russia and how great these Russian performers are. But for a moment, you actually get to relax. And the intermission begins to draw near. There's one final song, and the actress is really belting this one out, really going for it, making sure that audience is coming straight back in. And you hear a creak of furniture behind you. And you notice that the chair behind you has been empty this whole time, up until now. There's a voice behind you as the person leans forward. What is the greeting in Russia, sir? Do svidanya? No, that is goodbye, isn't it? Do you remember me? No, I suppose you wouldn't. We haven't actually met. You remember my oil refinery, yes?
At that point, I'm probably pulling out a knife.
As you begin to reach for your pocket, you feel something like jammed into your ribs. You turn to look, and on either side of you are these two guys in suits. And one of them is just nonchalantly pressing a silenced 9mm right into the side of you. Now, sir, there's no need for that in a conversation among gentlemen. I would not have expected you to be an opera type. I thought the ballet was more popular in Moscow.
Perhaps. I
Sir.
still have my hand on my knife. Knife.
Sir, do you know what is the feeling when something you have worked so hard for, something that has been so lucrative to you, something that you've given so much to protect, to make sure stays yours, is taken from you so swiftly, so easily? Do you know what that feels like?
Duh.
To be honest with you, the only emotion I could muster when I found out that my oil refinery had gone up in flames was to be impressed, sir. I have never met a man that can get anywhere near it, that could find it. Your group is an amazing service, but you, sir, I imagine are cut above the rest. And you're exactly the kind of person that I want working for my organization.
Yet.
Unfortunately, sir, I am not the sort of man that tends to ask politely if the gun in your ribs was no indication. And at this point, Go ahead.
At that point, yeah, I'm gonna lunge at him or lunge back.
You're not gonna stick the knife when he puts his teeth on your neck.
Well, I'm pulling the knife.
So the actress on stage begins to really belt out the final number, really reaching those high notes, and almost on cue, the audience, his goons included, stand up as they give the standing ovation before the intermission. You take that as your go-to. They move the gun away for a split second. You pull the knife and jam it in this guy's chest. And you turn around, it's this very well-dressed Saudi Arabian man.
I'm taking the guy I plunged in the chest's gun now.
Oh, you're gonna stick him? I thought you were gonna stick Abdin.
No, the guy with the gun, take his gun, and this is your turn to fucking shoot out.
Okay. Ooh. How does this work? Okay.
Let's have fun.
I've established this previously. Since we know his ghouls had celerity, he probably does too. So you pull the knife, and instantly his hand is there to hold it still. There's another hand on your neck, squeezing to make sure that you can't utter more than a strained. He pulls you in, and you feel something sharp break the skin on the back of your neck. And
Okay,
all of a
can
sudden,
I get that shot that Josh saw once?
what
The
now?
knife in his neck too.
I'm sorry. What did Josh want? I was in Game Master mode. I wasn't reading the chat.
He wants my knife in his neck now. I couldn't get the gun. I went for my knife again.
It's just a funny image of the guy. He's biting your neck and you just stab him in his neck.
Okay. You stab him in the neck. He yells out for a second, which is stifled by the thunderous applause. Bites down again, and as he bites down again, that rage, that adrenaline, that fight or flight response just kind of goes away. And then everything's okay for a second. Everything's better than okay. Everything's good. Everything's great. You feel amazing. It paralyzes your body as you just stand there. And as the curtain falls, as the lights in the opera house dim, darkness becomes you.
Imprisoning me, all that I said.
This is what it feels like to be one with Mother Russia.
just the Russian flag in my eyes. Red, white, and blue.
Do you also have the Russian flag on your underwear?
Of course.
Cut his nuts off!
Russian splooshes in Russian. Nuts in Russian. There we go.
All right. So, what I'm going to try to do now, since it's officially midnight, spend a couple minutes to try and put a bow on this and get us ready for the real meat and blood of Savage City. So, Raphael Rosales, the kindred of Spain were not terribly well nice to you. And the revolution against the prince that De Leon so wanted, you decided you didn't want a part of after all. What's up?
No, we said it was late 1990s,
Yes.
right?
Yes. That's when you said you were embracing your backstory.
Yeah. Aha!
Everybody has a different point in the timeline. It's
Where we were.
Everybody's right.
For once, I'm not the one who's gonna look like an idiot. For once.
I think Adam's character and my character were the two last ones to be embraced.
I'm the smarterest.
You came home one day
Oh, absolutely.
to find your beloved mother, Raphael, dead. Evidence planted that it was the prince's men behind it, punishing you for a breach of the Masquerade, for still continuing to traffic with your mortal family. You, in the throes of frenzy, rampaged through downtown Madrid, slaughtering kindred and kine alike. But when you came to your senses and did a little bit of digging, it turned out you were betrayed by De Leon. He murdered your mother only to give you a catalyst for his revolution, to give you a reason to fight. After slaying your sire and fleeing the Camarilla of Spain, you return to Juarez. I don't know how everybody ends up in Juarez. I think it's a nearby town, so we kind of know it. You return to Juarez. De Leon's promise broken, you find yourself doing underground bullfights, sponsored by the cartel, as Juarez rebuilds itself, as it grows, as the economics flourish, and they wish to bring in that sort of tourist money for people who are into some illicit entertainment, not looking for a donkey show.
I mean, I can do those too, but I'm the one doing the donkey.
And tonight, your dear sister
Is doing the donkey.
and her
Oh!
and her young child, little Carlos,
Hopefully not doing the donkey.
are in a tent. Holy fuck! That I didn't make that any better. I was thinking, nah, once I talk about the kid, they'll get it. The joke will be dead. You'd think I'd learn.
We're adults.
Allegedly.
You finish castrating a bull by hand. Mr. Watson, if you're still watching, it's established in character. You finish castrating a bull by hand. And you decide to lead little Carlos out to an ice cream vendor between your bouts while your sister's in the restroom. How does that go? Take us there.
Well, I'll just be taking his hand and walking across the street, making sure to look both ways for both other cars and potential gangbangers.
How do you say uncle in Spanish?
Deal.
Yo.
Tio. Oh, duh! Fuck, I ought to know that. She has an aunt that she calls Tio all the time. Tio, can I ask you a question?
But of course, Corito.
Are you on the drugs?
What? No.
But, I heard when someone is out all night, and, well, it means they are on the drugs.
Corlito, I've been out all night before. And what it usually meant was I was with a woman. Ask your mother about that. But
That made it sound like you were with her.
but now I do other things, but no drugs.
Other woman, yes.
Is that puta Veronica my mother talks about sometimes?
Is that what she calls her?
She thinks I am not listening sometimes, but I hear many things, Tio.
Well, Veronica's a nice lady, but you know, it's. Why don't you just tell me what flavor ice cream you want?
I want the strawberry, Tio.
How many scoops?
How many can I have?
As many as you can fit on the cone.
Tio, Mama says when people have a lot of money, they're usually selling the drugs.
I do not sell drugs, Carlito.
So you take them, and the ice cream guy is literally just stacking these scoops of strawberry. He's like, Mas! And all of a sudden,
Go on.
this relatively pleasant scene is completely torn asunder. There's this horrible, thunderous crash. You, Carlito, and the ice cream guy are basically just thrown to the ground. And as you look up, the warehouse where the bullfighting was happening is just completely in flames.
Hashtag never forget Malachor 5.
Well, first I'm gonna check if Carlos is alright.
Carlito looked like he was knocked unconscious by the fall, but he's still breathing. There's a little scratch on his head. Other than that, he looks like he's alright.
Okay, I'm gonna put him off to the side. Probably somewhere easily accessible to emergency personnel. And then running around to look for my sister.
How about resolve awareness? Off to the side so you can ghoul him. He ghouled an old man last time. Might as well be a little kid.
This isn't the life I want for him. 3 successes.
3 successes. So you basically run into this building, and I need another frenzy roll. So this is going to be your willpower at a difficulty... Quick, somebody give me the difficulty for Raging Inferno.
5, 4.
It's I think it's like a 4.
I'm Mandalore, and this is my favorite shop on Cathar.
Well, I got a 2.
Inside a burning building is difficulty 3. So you attempt to rush in for your sister, and that animalistic sort of rage that you became so familiar with on your first night in De Leon's basement. It sort of kicks in again, but this time it's fear. Primal fear. Like staring into the face of God as you look into these wild, orange, roaring flames. And fuck no, square out of there.
No! Can I spend willpower to say no?
I think so.
Then I will
We'll say
do so.
sure, why not?
He's like, stop it, buddy! You don't know what you want.
You don't actually have to spend the willpower because fuck it. It's the prelude, and it's gonna heal for the next one anyway. You enter the building, flames roaring all around you, that primal fear just gripping onto your heart and grinding, but through sheer force of will, you push it aside. The smell of blood and burning flesh and ash is overpowering. And you sort sorting through bodies. You turn over Don Michael, the fucking the kingpin who was running this thing. He's fucking dead. You turn over some lady in the stands whose flames are licking up and down her body. Eventually, you see a woman clothed in the same garb that your sister wore here tonight. Tentatively, you grip her shoulder and turn her over. She flops languidly onto her back, streaks of ash and soot down one cheek, empty, vacant eyes staring into nothingness.
What do you do?
The angry cry. Kind of like Hayden Christensen at the end of episode 3.
Oh, no!
No, before that. Yeah, I hate you.
Rip off the fire's nuts.
If we ever fight like a fucking first house demon, I will absolutely do that.
Clutching her to your chest, you
I hate fire. It burns. And
It gets everywhere. It's
clutching
so
her
hot.
clutching her to your chest, you walk out into the humid Mexican night. The wail of sirens in the distance. And you look at Carlito. He breathes in deeply, exhales heavily, punctuating the scene, waiting for emergency services to arrive. You do some diggings. You use some underground networking that you've established. And through the grapevine, you hear that maybe someone in the far-off city of Baltimore, you hear through maybe someone in MS-13, because they're active over there. Someone in Baltimore,
this lamp behind.
somewhere in Baltimore knows who called the attack. With no one left, your father long since in his grave, your mother a victim of kindred manipulation, your sister, her murderer still yet nameless. You take little Carlito to your side and travel to the city of Baltimore. Josh, you are actually in Washington, D.C. tonight. After the little embrace debacle in Juarez, you become a little too familiar with the cartels and kind of had to blow town. And Washington, D.C., here's where Mr. Watson can come in and correct me again. Washington, D.C. is a bit of an anomaly in kindred culture. It is kind of anarch. And I say kind of because it used to be very Sabbat. It's not Sabbat any longer. Archbishop Vikos fucked off a while ago. It's definitely not Camarilla. It's not quite anarch. It's more like do as I say, says the, quote, Prince Marcus Vitel. So you're in the seedy little dive bar in the rack. That familiar hunger begins to pick at the edges of your taste buds, and you can feel that craving for that metallic substance in your mouth again. For the moment, however, you're just having a pleasant conversation sitting there. Your hunger is maybe at like 2 or 3 at the moment. There's a wandering gangrel. We'll call him Steve.
Oh man, he's my favorite.
Steve the gangrel sits there pretending to nurse a beer, sipping and then nonchalantly spitting it back into the bottle as he's looking around. So, semi-pro wrestling circuit. That's got to be interesting. Where are you heading next?
I do not know that needs me.
Yeah, well, my advice to you is stay the fuck out of Baltimore.
Why do you say that?
Baltimore's fucked. Baltimore is fucked. The Second Inquisition tore that place apart. Prince is dead. New Primogen don't know their ass from their elbow. Daddy went to the Middle East for every single one of them. Some of the gangrel tried fighting back, but I don't want fucking none of that, man. That's why I'm here.
Well, running is no good, Steve. You run once, you run for the rest of your life.
Bullshit, man. Bullshit. This is exactly what happened with Xavier. Alright, we stuck our necks out for the Camarilla and find out they've been lying to us for years. Why? Why should we fight someone else's battles? There's plenty of shit for me to get myself into this way.
You do not fight for the Camarilla. The Camarilla. You fight for yourself.
You don't fight for tortillas.
I fight for my friends.
So what stake do you have over there?
I don't know. I'm going to find it. I say as I...
Wait, you're actually gonna head into the thick of things.
I say see as I take probably the tequila I was pretending to drink and pour it into his beer.
You're a real crazy son of a bitch. This one's for you, bitch. Any particular way that you would like your prelude to end, as yours was not quite as epic as Xavier's?
No. It's fine this way. He's getting on a bus or a train.
All right.
I don't know how he...
I like trains.
Wow, you too. We can meet on the same bus.
No, okay.
He gets on a vehicle and leaves Washington, D.C. behind, headed to the chaos and tumult of Baltimore. Anabelle goddamn Ahigo. So, I'm going to take the easy route on this one. I'm going to say you're actually from Baltimore. You grew up around here. And it has been absolute fucking chaos. There was this... you haven't been a vampire for very long. You still correspond with the Black Snow Prince. He's not the best sire, doesn't exactly teach you everything about kindred society. In fact, you had incomplete understanding until very recently, didn't you?
Yes.
No, I'm talking to Josh.
Oh.
I thought
yeah.
that was my other character.
Didn't BSP have incomplete understanding, and then I told you he could get rid of it after he fought the werewolves? Obelisk of Oak Island, available on our YouTube.
Oh yes, that did happen.
So yeah, he probably didn't have much to teach you. You ask him things every once in a while, but really once Anime Midwest was over, you went back home.
We start recommending anime now. That's all we do for that's our chats now.
So you go back home and he sort of gives you some pointers to find out Kindred Society. And you ask for the local prince. And apparently there isn't one. You start asking around, and apparently there was this guy. His name was Alexander Prosser. And Prosser was the prince. He was... Oh, you forget the name, that one clan. They're all like stuffy old guys with money. Anyway, he just got murked by these crazy military dudes one night that... apparently the newspaper said it was anti-terrorist, so maybe he was a terrorist, you don't know. But the dude was just ashes one night, and society didn't really know what to do. The only advice that you got from people is to lay low. So what do? As literally you're back home, your world is completely different. And you've been told, fucking hide, they will find you.
Well, I think my first concern is I can't eat ramen anymore. Pocky is no good.
You should have taken the eat food merit like the Black Snow Prince did.
Yeah. But you didn't tell me about it, Black Snow Prince. Yeah.
You didn't tell me I could be born with this random genetic trait.
She's like, I can't eat ramen anymore, and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I eat it just fine.
I guess I just go to my apartment, or like I guess my apartment, yeah, my haven, and just lock up and see what happens.
All right.
What hiding?
You have managed to make one connection. And it's this guy named Aiden Brock who owns a local club. Apparently he's something important. They call him the Toreador Primogen, whatever the fuck that is. But apparently he's some big clout guy. And he's basically your go-to for news for what's happening. And you sort of lay low in your haven, coming out only when absolutely necessary, because they will fucking find you. Oh, Yusuf, you're out. Good night, buddy. Thanks for coming. We always appreciate having you. And everything kind of goes quiet. You don't hear about any more anti-terrorism operations. You don't hear about anybody being turned to ash. The city goes back to this weird sense of normalcy. Haunting, almost. So similar to the way it was before you embraced, yet obviously very different. What would you like to do?
Well, now that I cut up on all my anime, since it's...
Yes, Adam, I'm very certain that is what your character did.
Yes. I walk out.
Be destroyed on the inside. You can't get your weeb food anymore.
And I'm like, Ramune, no.
I just thought of something. You know how like vampires will feed on vessels that have done cocaine or heroin or something? Does he fucking make his vessels like eat ramen and drink ramune before he feeds on them?
You said
He keeps it in hamsters.
Oh, if you don't get that one, watch Rise of the Free States. Unless you're listening on SoundCloud, then I really have to post Rise of the Free States.
And then watch Rise of the Free. Blah, blah.
Watch it on YouTube.
Do it. Do it now. No.
Eventually, word reaches you of some kind of meeting. Maybe it even comes through Brock himself, since apparently he's like in charge of you, or whatever, kind of. So, Brock reaches out to you and says, hey, you gotta be here tonight. It's super important. And you get to this house that apparently used to belong to Prosser once upon a time. And it's still completely fucked. Like, you can see shit knocked over. There's burn marks on the walls. Like, it looks like a war zone went on in this. This one is a palatial estate. And in this large central room of some kind, might be a living room. It's cavernous. It's the size of some. It's the size of some small, like, sports gymnasiums. And there's just this gaggle of different vampires, people that you've never seen before. You recognize Aiden Brock standing near some of the other people that are apparently Toreador. You know, that's a word that's you now. You looked it up, you Googled it, and it means bullfighter, but you know, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? Brock is standing next to this maybe early 20s looking woman, scarlet red hair, black, some sort of reflective like PVC dress or something. And
Scarlett
neither
Johansson?
one of them... Huh?
Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow?
I'm pretty sure that was leather. No. Club attire. On the other side of the room are these horrendously ugly individuals. Just unbelievably fucking disgusting. Like something out of your nightmares. Like, what's the weebiest way I can put this?
Monster tag?
Yeah. The whole
whole
monster tag is hanging out in one corner of the room, and they are all fixated on what is presumably some kind of woman. You can't quite tell. She has this very, very long flowing, or not flowing, this very long dress that ends with like a hoop skirt. Very, very, very much a baby doll thing going on with these long blonde pigtails of curling hair, which looks a little fake, like it might be a wig. And this sort of featureless white mask that covers her face, these two black, completely black eyes in the mask. As she's talking to these hideous individuals, she raises a gloved hand daintily holding a teacup to the parted lips of the mask and pulls it away. This trickle of blood runs down one side. And between the thin space of the mask, this hideous, veiny, warty, purple, rotten, almost tentacle-looking thing slithers out, laps up the blood, and winds its way back in. And all eyes seem to be focused on these rather rough and tumble individuals in the center. Indeed, they seem to outnumber everybody else. What do you do at this point?
He's gonna go up to Brock and be like, "Yeah, what's happening, man?"
Oh, how to word this in a way that might make sense to one such as you. The gangrel, that's those fellows over there, are claiming praxis over the city. That means they're calling base and declaring themselves in charge. Apparently they're the reason there hasn't been many Second Inquisition attacks lately. Admirable, I suppose, but if they think we're about to join arms with them, they've got another thing coming. And sort of the throng of people in the center, the very, very rough and tumble, very, grizzled individuals sort of parts. And there is one man just built like a brick shithouse. Like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has just been doing nothing but fucking pumping iron.
He's been lifting Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, lifting trucks.
Big thick beard. And this shaven, very close to his head hairstyle. And he announces himself as Ethan Horwood, leader of the Gangrel Resistance, and now Prince of Baltimore. and there is this very palpable sense of dread in the room. Kalashnikov,
Yeah.
your neonatism was quite turbulent, wasn't it? Abdeen kept trying to lock you away, put you through some sort of learning experience called the Agoge, but you and your GRU training were having none of it. He clearly underestimated you far too much, and you were able to escape and be recaptured many, many times.
Killed 3 men with a fucking pencil.
The.
After you sort of ingratiated yourself in the kindred society, things started getting difficult. Apparently, the GRU were no longer on your side. Agents of the GRU would quite often raid the homes, the havens of your new friends in society.
Okay, now you're using a strong word there.
Facetiously. And leave only ashes in their wake. Kindred Society started calling them the Second Inquisition. Apparently they were some big deal, something unprecedented that had never been seen since the Middle Ages. A widespread purging of vampire kind. And suddenly, your old allies, the thing that you had once dedicated your life to, was now out for your blood. You went ghost and dropped off the radar. What happened afterwards?
Well, where did the Second Inquisition come from? I had to investigate that, first of all.
Okay. Let's see, no dice rolls because you're super cool and this is the prelude. Apparently, you were able to track it back to American soil somehow. A joint effort between the NSA and the... was it CIA or FBI? I can't remember.
I believe it was CIA?
Okay. So, the Americans were apparently responsible for some sort of operation called First Light. A joint operation between themselves, and then eventually drafting in the GRU, pulling in SO-13, pulling in the entity of the Vatican. And it seems to show no sign of slowing. The great martyr Fierro.
The truest hero. So then the best course of action is to disavow Operation First Light and those behind it.
All right.
So I have to go to the States.
You traveled to the States?
Across the ocean.
And what brings you to the domain of Baltimore?
That's a very good question. Wet work has to start somewhere.
So
I
we'll
heard
say
there have been recently less attacks in Baltimore,
absolutely. So
and I need to know why.
you went to the U.S. You heard about the Second Inquisition just completely eviscerating Kindred Society. The elders had left, leaving very capable yet inexperienced and unprepared childer to basically... There is, in fact, cosmic.
We could research that, strangely enough.
You find your way to Baltimore after realizing that the attacks had suddenly abated after they had Kindred Society on the ropes. I needed to know why. And so, as your plane touches down, you look over the lights of the city in the distance beneath you, glimmering like lights on tombstones jutting up from the earth unnaturally. A mask, a very pleasant mask, for what lies beneath. And the chaos very soon to erupt. And with that, we finish our preludes. Your characters are now complete, and Savage City can begin in earnest.
Yay.
Yakuza.
Fuck you, Adam.
It's here for a time to keep you awake. Yeah.
All right, so everybody, you fantastic individuals
How much XP do we get?
What?
No,
We get the
Tom,
bonus
we
XP.
get, Tom, you know how much XP we get? We get 1.
Usually I don't award XP for the preludes.
But what
So-
about the bonus XP?
It's okay. I'll be fine without the 1 XP.
Wasn't the XP we get the 15 that we got to make our character?
No, because that's optional too.
Are you what?
You actually can start as just as base childer that don't get any starting XP. Like if you were embraced fucking yesterday.
Holy shit!
I know, Vasil. I know I need to practice Russian words. I am literally going to be standing in the mirror. Babushka, babushka, babushka,
It's babushka.
babushka. There's no. You don't say the H.
We
I'm
need
going to
someone-
practice. This is why I need to practice. Okay. I tell you what. Because I like it, and I want you guys to have more fun. Everybody gets 3 XP. Because I say so. Now everybody, chat included, we have this house rule where we award 1 additional bonus XP to one person. It is decided by a vote, and it could be for any reason. Somebody who told the funniest joke, somebody who had the best roleplay, you like their character. Who gets the bonus XP? Mr. Watson, if you're still in chat, I'll be very interested to see who you vote for in this fucking train wreck.
Who's the favorite?
Let's
And
start.
if you are still here, I'm sorry you don't have better things to do with your time.
Ah, thank you.
I probably should write this down because we
For nut ripping.
all right. That's 2 for X.
That's oh yeah.
X, who is your vote going to?
Gotta give it to Fuego.
Okay, that's 1 for Josh. Now, why are you awarding it? Just
Well, it was a toss-up between Fuego and Kalashnikov because I did like him just leaving. But I gotta give it to Fuego for being a stand-up guy, even in the face of possible death.
you're
I would have liked to see him just die.
you are hands down the Mexican Christoph Romuald, Josh. Josh, who is your vote going to?
I'll give it to Tom.
Tom. Why are you voting for Tom?
His prelude was the most extensive.
Actually, Xavier was the one that gave me the most to work with, and I really kind of panicked about getting everything done in a reasonable amount of time, so I clipped through about half of his story, but Tom had a very good extensive prelude too, I agree. Adam, where's your vote going?
Yes, Exa. The nut ripping.
The butt.
It's the butt ripper. That just sounds like you're farting. Just tearing ass. But I don't know how much better Nut Ripper is.
All right, we are currently at 3 votes for Xavier. If anybody in the chat wishes to cast their ballot, I'll give you guys a minute or two.
And Tom, who's your vote for?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't fucking ask Tom. God damn it.
I was wondering if I was gonna get skipped.
I'm sorry, Tom. I'm sorry. You know why? It's because you don't have a video chat. You're a fucking picture, and I have to remember. Wait, that picture's a dude. That's a person.
That's I can't. You
Like,
thanks for his friends.
I look around and I sort of like subconsciously eliminate. Okay, the vampire logo. Okay, the Chronicle logo. I'm watching the chat for votes, but that's about it. So, please give us your vote, Tom. I apologize profusely.
I want to. I can't give it to Adam. I had to tell him shut up too many times.
I think you do that for fun.
No, I don't do it for fun, Charlie. I don't want to have to do it. I do it because somebody has to.
Thank you for taking on the burden.
I will vote for Josh. A fucking moving picture? That would be complicated.
Maybe.
A GIF? You can be a GIF, Tom.
I was gonna say I might be able to like put up a GIF for him in OBS. It's only slightly more taxing than the normal picture. All right, one for Josh. Why were you voting for Josh?
Fuck, I had a reason. What was it?
Ooh, Tom, you got one.
Yay!
I don't get any.
Cosmic, because I didn't offend them. Yay! I think.
Mazzy's voting for Josh for role-playing his character.
That's not fair. He's been role-playing El Fuego for years.
He's the master of it.
Glenn Couch, thank you very much. We certainly hope to see you again. So check it out. We stream our tabletop now on the 2nd and 4th Wednesday of the month. So I always announce it on social media, and after this is done, I will repost our stream schedule. So anytime we're idle, you can come to the Twitch channel and see our schedule right there in our banner.
And join our Discord. We might be there or not. Who knows?
I'm kind of curious to see what Xavier posted.
Oh, on Discord? Oh, yeah. That shit's been
Glenn
going.
Couch, who do you vote for? Or no one?
Cool. I'm going to start streaming on Thursdays, so hopefully you'll get to see that. We are currently tied between X and Josh. Should we... Okay. I don't know if this is shitty or not. Should we give Valernos one extra vote? Or should we make his vote count twice because he donated?
He
Or is
paid
that-
for his vote.
Oh,
Is that shitty?
you paid for your vote?
Because he's Russian, he's
Paid to
gonna...
win.
It's like I want to...
Tagging the system again, guys.
No.
The Russian tagging the
Vote
votes.
count for-
It's just like I want to give something back to say thank you, but at the same time I don't want to pressure the people that don't donate. So I don't know.
The Russians are hacking the vote again.
Damn it!
All right, Valernos. Well, we sincerely appreciate it anyway. And you too, Onyx Path. Holy crap, that was cool. Our first cheer came from Onyx fucking Path. I'm gonna brag about that like people will be interested in it. Oh, there went Xavier.
Oh, yes.
He was for
Glenn
Josh.
Couch gives it to Josh. All right.
Xavier doesn't want the XP. He quit.
With that, unless somebody decides to cast a vote in chat before I finish my spiel, I am going to go ahead and call it good. El Fuego gets an extra XP.
All right.
You're gonna need it.
Another vote for Josh.
Oh, that would have been hilarious if that was an X. It's like, damn it! No one gets to leave. Fucking filibuster up in here.
Okay. So
We're gonna need to get like fucking actual emotes, and one of them is going to have to be like a walnut being torn.
you know we do have. Oh wait, god damn it! I know what happened. Xavier's still here. He just reloaded, and his alignment is fucked off now.
Now he's evil.
I was always evil.
We do actually have the ability to make emotes now that we have affiliate status. So I would like to do something for our awesome subscribers.
I'll say bye to Vasil.
I didn't see him.
Vasil.
So.
Bye, Vasil. Thanks for. Hey, best of luck with the new job. I'm happy to hear it, buddy. Thanks for watching. Yes. You guys are awesome. We super appreciate you. Real quick, if you're watching on YouTube, please give us a like and subscribe. If you're watching on Twitch, please give us a follow. If you're listening on SoundCloud or iTunes, do whatever they do there.
On TuneCloud or iSound.
If you really like what we do have a Patreon, which helps us pay for better equipment. And you can always subscribe to the Twitch. However, the best way to support us is just to watch our stuff, because without our audience, we are nothing. We are nerds shouting into the void. So, you fantastic people, I wish you all a good night, a good day. Thank you again to White Wolf and the World of Darkness Twitter account for helping to spread the word about this. Thank you to Matt Webb and Andre Martinez for sharing us on Facebook. Thank you to Mr. Ian A.A. Watson of the Onyx Path for popping in and throwing us a buck. We appreciate you guys tremendously. Good night.
Oh, shit.
What?
Subscribe.
Just got a Twitch Prime from Valernos. God damn it.
This guy up in here is just awesome. Thank you, Valerinos. My Chromebook is dead, so I can't see the actual chat. I'm just talking to people on this one. Thank you so much, guys. We hope to see you again.
That's too much pressure.
Have a good one. We're out.